Okay.
So yeah, we're on. Welcome everybody. Hi to everybody listening. Hi to everybody also watching us on YouTube. And big up to the grow subscribers who are watching in that private screen. That's the screen stream. Wow, it's that kind of Friday. Big up to the girl subscribers who are watching in the private stream in group. Welcome to this week's Brick Talk. I'm Randy. If you're watching
And
us
I'm
on the
Danai.
other side of the screen, who is distracted and reading is Danai. And this is Brick Talk. This week we're talking about APOs and other sales pitches. But of course, we always have the Friday, I won't call it the Friday curse, the Friday blessing, the Brick Talk blessing. So we have a very exciting Friday. Um, an exciting Friday means a lot of things have come out, a lot of results have come out today over the last few days. During this week, we're at this, we're getting into the pitch of the earnings season. So a lot of results have come out. Now, I guess some of these companies are trying to beat the crush of next week. Next week, Monday and Tuesday, a lot of companies, I think over 20 something companies have results due. And we're talking about that if you want to, or we're also talking about APOs and any other sales pitch that you have. And we really are going to be guided by you, the conversation. I also promised to have a grow giveaway for this Brick Talk, and I don't have a fancy image this week to ask any questions about. So I'll do the giveaway is this. I will give a discount to anybody who just participates. Come on, have a conversation with us, ask us a question. If you want to get a grow discount, that's one of the easiest ways to get it. And that also comes with a discount to Seed and I. So you double up, you get 2 for 1. Also comes with a discount to our data provider, mymoneyja.com. And any person I think who has, let's say, and I'll be this is a subjective prize, the best conversation, just the most interesting conversation or whatever, and it'll be judged by myself and Danai and whoever else is on. One person will just get a grow seat for free. So everybody who comes on or asks a question, you get a discount, and if you have an the most interesting question or conversation or point for the night, you'll get a grower seat for free. What if you've done grow already? Maybe I'll give you a free month of the grow subscription, which comes with advanced grow. So win-win. But yeah, welcome. And of course, having said all of that, there's one last thing I have to say, which is our wonderful disclaimer. I, Randy, am not a licensed investment advisor. Danai is a licensed investment advisor, but he's not acting as an advisor for the entirety of the show. Or no point in the show is he acting as an advisor. He is just and I talking to him, Brethren Randy, about the stock market. And you should not take, misconstrue, or even think in any way, shape, or form that anything we speak about on this show in terms of the stock market is buy or sell advice. If you want to have an advisory session, sit with Danai. You can link him at dhalladvisory.com, and he can help you put together the best portfolio that your money can buy, aligned towards your goals, of course. But do not take anything that we're saying on this show as investment advice. Please and thanks. I'm being very, very, very clear about that. I hope you are clear on that also. And so with all that said, welcome to this week's Brick Talk again. And of course, you're welcome. If you're on YouTube, you can hit that link in the description, and we will have a conversation about whatever you want or whatever you find interesting. And if you are on Twitter already, you can just send a speaking request and we will approve it and talk about whatever it is that you want also, right? We're guided by you this week. And I'm sure people have APO questions. So like the people who DM me about their APO questions and we say, yo, come ask them on Brick Talk this week, please come and ask them. Whatever APOs or rights issues or whatever, come on and actually ask them, and let's have the conversation on the points that you are interested in. Having said that, we do have the very, very, very first person who sent a speaking request, the one and only friend of the show, if you will, Sir Phil, the Philberg Invest, the brick cutter himself. What's up, Sir Phil?
Oh, go on, Big Boss, ASP.
There, man, I'm there. Everybody, Chris.
Yeah, man, all gone.
Indeed.
Yeah. Lots of plenty things to talk about. I'm sure you guys will talk about lots of stuff. I'm gonna bring up a little a non-APO APO topic, which is SOS. SOS results came out,
SOS,
and
stationary and office supplies.
yeah,
What do you mean by APO topic?
boy, the man them now, I see them disparage the people. Them say them talk about APO and them never talk about APO. There's a Gleaner article.
You're talking about that Gleaner article.
Yeah,
What do you mean article say?
Gleaner
SOS
article.
chases not chases SOS mulling APO or split
Or
as
split.
it chases
Yeah.
expansion. Yeah.
And most of it here, so clean.
Yeah, it's Gleaner.
Don't have too much to buy, you know.
The headline, which I think is what, which is what I think a lot of people read, spoke to SOS doing exactly that. Mulling the headline is SOS mulling APO or split as it chases expansion.
Basically, again, we're back to the usual. Reporters just saying anything.
Reporters just saying anything, brother. Like, grieve, man.
Give
Grieve.
the people some
clarity.
context. Yeah, give the people
Some context. Well, some good context is the results. I like the results. But the background is the results because the results came out the day before the AGM, which is what the reporter was referencing. And the results nice. They almost doubled their revenues in this quarter over the same period last year, and then
more than
4x.
Oh, revenue. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, man, and then 4x a profit.
Correct. The profit.
Over 4x.
Yeah, the profit for the quarter is almost 80% of the profit in 2021, and more than double the profit in 2020, and a little over half of the profit in 2019, and that's the profit just in the third quarter between July and September.
Yeah. And they had a great second quarter as well. So I mean, they're gearing up. They're looking like every quarter them saying is a record quarter. Like gonna be a record year.
Record year. Look like you know reach us already.
But yeah, definitely. It would have surpassed a record year already. Is it? 252 for the year.
What was their record year? I know that. I mean, 2019 was not COVID,
I need to look
right?
at that.
2019 had no COVID, and their financial year runs to December.
It's funny how much company's best year was 2019, you know.
Because remember that 2019 the economy was
with that shoot, bro. Yeah, man, that shoot.
Yeah, COVID really come right at the end of 2020.
Box it down.
Yeah, kind of box it on the end of the financial year. So 2019 was a good year for them, and they made 134.5 million profit in that year. So again, just for context, in the third quarter of this year, they are more than
very close to double.
More than almost half. Just in the third quarter of this year, more than half of the entire 2019 profit they made in the third quarter, and they still have 1 quarter to go, October to December, right? I'm trying to remember if it was on here that somebody a couple weeks ago somebody was pointing out that they're thinking about SOS because of the whole back to school, and that happens during September. It may have been either on here or at one of the Pro events. I think it was on here. I'm not sure though.
I think so as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who it was. The person who said that, feel free to come on and tell us that you got it right in terms of at least predicting the results. Now the share price itself hasn't moved. It's still at the $15 region. It ended today at $16.26. That's me just adding your context, Phil. So you're saying your real growth is with this headline from Gleaner.
Yeah, man, because he alluded to, or suggested that was stated that they are mulling on APO, and at the AGM there was no mention of APO at the AGM. There was a question about a shareholder asked if they are planning to increase their authorized share capital with a view to increasing the issued shares. And another shareholder asked about, are
Right.
you going to do a stock split?
Mhm.
Nobody said the word, and the replies did not say APO or rights issue. They just answer the question in the usual non-answer. Yes, we are thinking about it. But nobody said APO
What?
in that meeting.
I don't think that's usual non-answer enough.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good point. That is actually not a non-answer. That's a very good point because the man
The usual
actually said
non-answer is we will consider it,
we
and
will
if
consider it.
it is the best thing, then usually just say we know. This sound
OGK
like
come in.
it's on our mind.
That is not a non-answer at all. That is very much an answer. Yeah, is it or
You're
we're
right.
keeping all our options open. I mean, think of the separate answer where similarly, although APO was said at the separate meeting, but APO was not asked.
Yeah.
Right.
They asked about what
Completely
was asked
different.
was a right issue, and the answer included
APO.
an APO point.
Voluntarily.
Yeah, ask about Marie and hear about Keisha.
Unprovoked.
Unprovoked, yeah, which to me is indicative of a conversation. You know, when somebody have a conversation already
Yeah,
behind
when
the
I ask about Marie
scenes.
and hear about Keisha.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah. yeah. So I won't be surprised when separate comes with an APO. I'd actually expect a couple. It's so funny because linked to what you've said, Phil. The fact that this would come out after. For one, I think the headline is it shows maybe. I try not to step on toes. Maybe the writer doesn't quite understand
What was asked and what was answered.
what an APO is and because understand that for people, especially people who are not in investing or in the investing world, to them APO and IPO sound the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen even people within the finance world speak of them as if they're the same.
That's the thing. We're talking
I don't
about a
like it.
business reporter.
Exactly.
That person is in the person should be in the investing world.
Well,
I don't
everybody
like
isn't
the
David,
fact.
I know, but the person is in the investing world. They should just
Are they?
yeah. I mean, I cannot remove the news reporting on companies from. We get so much. We should be getting so much from it. Like everywhere else, not everywhere else, but think about foreign. The treasury U.S. market. You don't really think of the reporters as outside of the thing, outside of the net. They're a part of the net. And even here, I can't exclude them. I mean, in terms of knowledge, then boy, that's a problem across all the board, across every board. You've seen it foreign, despite what people believe.
Yeah.
That that
Analysts and
who investing
reporters.
versus not who not investing. But end of the day, they're a big part of where a lot of people get their understanding and insights on the market, on investing
Major
from.
part. Major part, yeah.
One of the things I don't like about it is that it's like you're talking about an equity raise and it's like APO becomes the default. When really
Fish fry, bro.
rights issue is actually the default and the APO is an exception.
That's a funny thing, isn't it? You said that, and I know a lot of people just don't understand what you just said.
Yeah, I mean
that
in order
it goes as what Randy said around the preemptive rights.
right.
We have a right to something.
Anything that
I
is
think
happening
everybody understand rights, right? You can right to life, your right to X, Y, Z, right to education. But it's like we have to then be asked, yo, cool. We know this is your thing, and we're asking you to take it away.
It's
For
not a
this thing to
privilege, it is
happen.
a right.
Yeah. But it to me is very interesting. That's the thing that we're going no, but as I said before, fish fry. As Randy always said, faster horses. Everybody likes the last thing that happens, or the loudest last thing that happens becomes the thing that everybody talks about. JMMB, remember when JMMB did it? When JMMB first came in APO news and whatever, it was a good thing, even for me. I at the start, I think the first conversation around possibly it being a bad thing was Randy saying it to me. So it's offer shares.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was it. That it then no, and for a good while it was a good thing. Karen was them shares now at least for a while
Same.
too. And everybody was
Same for
good with
me.
it, expecting more, and then the prices fall off, but you never fall off related to the APO for quite a while.
Well, COVID
I
helped.
think the APO effect was faster. Yeah, man. I think what I said,
Right.
the APO,
Yeah.
APO
Accelerated.
effect is faster now.
Well, we might be having some recency bias there. If I remember incorrectly,
Mm-hmm.
with JMMB, people were excited about them buying this.
Buying the
They
thing.
had
Mm-hmm.
they had a large acquisition at the time. It was called Align Vest,
Mm-hmm.
the Align Vest 2, and
Mm-hmm.
A
it's
special purpose vehicle, no? Well,
yeah,
Well, we have many of those.
yeah.
yeah.
And the Align Vest 2 purchase and the understanding of what it was for was a big deal. People were excited about that. To the point, if you recall, that JMMB actually had to come out and do a little bit of PR, explaining that,
Mm-hmm.
the Align Vest deal is not, what was it? There was an actual thing. Align Vest is not a capital market transaction, I think. Am
Mm-hmm.
I, am I
Something like that.
recalling
Yeah.
the wording of that thing correctly? Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying. Transaction. I'm going off. I'm going off memory here, so forgive me if I'm wrong. No, 2019. Yeah, November 2019. There was that headline, from them. So people were excited about that, and at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, it's excitement from that had allowed a lot of faith in the shares to, people are just holding on, but the reality, I mean, I knew what was coming, so I as then I tell you, I mean, I could see the signs early. So and the signs of the APO effect, not COVID. I never saw those signs until everybody else did. That fateful day in March. But yeah, the paying for the alignment, people were excited about that, right? So, and the
Mm-hmm.
market was a different market then than it is even
Mm-hmm.
now. November 2019. What a ironic thing. This is almost 3 years to the day. Almost exactly 3 years from this article's
Oh,
published
wow.
date till today. So people were at they had a completely different view of JMMB and what they're doing with the shares. And the reality was they still never actually get the shares yet, did they?
Yeah, it was quite a while, man.
Yeah, there was a bit of a wait, but once I got the shares, reality set in, and then also late 2019, we're talking the excitement around not just this, but also Trans Jamaica. So everything that's the blue chip sort of companies was feeling that Trans Jamaica dip, right? And then came COVID, which caused that wonderful March dip that all like, pretty much every stock has, March 2020. So going back to November 2019. Yeah, going back to November 2019, October and November 2019. Had a bit alright. It stayed at the 40 odd level, but by the time people started getting the shares, and by then also Trans Jamaica either was the IPO had happened, but I don't think it had listed yet, or something along those lines. And then, but
Transjamaica never used to.
it never listed yet, but they have. I think Trans Jamaica
Yeah.
listed right before the end of March and so,
Yeah.
or
COVID never started first. No, I didn't reach the. I think yeah. That's what it is.
I mean, COVID was March 2020,
Yeah.
and Trans Jamaica listed, yeah, late March. It was late March 2020, right before the end of March, because before the end of the government's financial year. Off the books
Mm-hmm.
before the end of the financial year. So, yeah,
Yeah.
all of these things affected it as a completely different market. But then the market that we have now was built and built heavily throughout COVID too, and I mean, of course, it was also built by every single year before that, but the heavy retail and how people view the market was built then, and a lot of those
I hear you're
people.
low on YouTube, Randy.
Oh, I'm not sure why. A lot of those people had a lot of the same worries toward COVID. So you want to sell things, and of course, if you got a bunch of shares at $38, 38 whatever, I think 38.75, you're gonna keep them there, and that's the COVID, not the COVID effect, the APO effect. What was sealed in, and people wouldn't even know about it. So it took years. So during this time, when I was talking about the APO effect, then I'd have just been a
It
crazy
was
guy.
an
But
APO
man,
effect. It was
yeah, it
just
was. The
I don't know
market is
enough shares
down.
that still that we get enough shares. You give me enough shares still, so, and it up was set.
Human beings
Because
act like human
remember
beings.
why everybody remember why people bought the APO?
Yep.
Because they were going to flip it like an IPO.
Yep. And APO sound just like IPO, which a
Yeah,
lot of
man,
people.
it's JMMB
Exactly.
IPO 2 times basically in everybody's eyes.
Yep.
Excitement. We get a chance. New prospectus.
Yeah, man.
Everybody learn about the company all over again.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then what did this big thing? Big JMMB buy big strategy core. And not just a
Which.
big strategy core, the big strategy core.
Big
What
daddy
gone foreign.
surgical.
Oh gosh,
Yep.
best thing ever.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Yep. And so that I think had a huge impact on on the psychology of the holding of these shares. But then once you have the shares in hand and you're in crisis mode and there's this new virus and nobody don't understand what's happening and the stock market is down, and very quickly the shares are below the APO price, because by the start of May they're below the APO price. I mean, here we are 3 years later from that
Yeah.
day in November, from that article, and it's still below
So,
it's still below the APO price. Jesus.
so here we are, 38.
Yep. 37.99.
Damn. Well, discount the APO if you want.
Yeah,
Why?
that's maybe the easiest example of the APO effect. But you can look at any company that has done an APO and you'll see the APO effect there.
I'm checking the thing you were asking about. I'm not seeing any preemptive price now.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that was said very much at the start, right? I don't
I'm
think.
looking for the next thing to do. In the annual
I
report,
don't
nothing
think.
was there, but then they came after and gave something to say, oh, where you can get the notice of the annual report. They came with something else to say there, so I'm checking to see that.
Which annual report? The 2020?
It's 2019 annual report. So in 2019, there's an annual report, and then the APO happened. I think it happened in that same year, but then there was some additional. They had some more than one additional public offering, additional public share offer notices, and they have a notice of annual general meeting that came out as always after the annual report for the resolutions. And I think there were extra resolutions there with the
Well, if you find
shares
it,
being issued. But
yeah.
it's to find now them if they in that notice. I don't know yet if they said preemptive, but I'm not seeing preemptive anywhere else. So if I find that and it do have it, then to me,
Or
that's
they
the
might
nail
word
in
it
coffin.
differently.
Yeah, that's how checking as well. Because the thing I sent you just now, but it's still. I don't think this covers. I don't think this covers giving up rights. Meaning the wording of this to me does not think that they can say all these directors terms and conditions of such issue additional ordinary shares have to be determined by directors. I don't consider that as being explicitly giving up my rights. To me, better. You get me? You can't tell me, oh, we'll give shares and the use of these shares are up to directors, and then
If the
you never tell me
directors,
is giving my rights.
yeah,
You
if the
never tell me about that part.
directors,
So to me,
yeah, this is the fast, the hard thing where nobody really, it hadn't, nobody had probably raised it yet. Kind of like probably the treasury shares thing. Nobody raised it yet, and at some point, it's going to become a thing where, hey, listen, you don't want to leave yourself open to a lawsuit. Somebody might sue you.
but I always wonder about that. That's the thing. It's sad that we're not there.
I think we're
Where a
getting there.
lawsuit follow something like this.
I think we're getting there. We have a lot more lawyers now. We have them being a lot more.
But then look on that now. You
What's
already
that?
opened it. if you do it already everybody that did the thing before the thing before somebody said John Williams, so you can't really do that, you know. You're already open to the lawsuit.
You are. You are technically open to it, yeah, because somebody could say that their rights are abrogated there. Yeah. Is if anybody cares enough to do it, but I don't know if anybody cares enough to do it. I think the shareholder base of the market in general is still stuck at the level of complaining and
Things happen to us, yeah.
yeah, and
So it go.
not thinking that
So
they have an actual active say in things. So like I saw people, I think I saw people complaining about NCB not paying a dividend. Like, you're not stuck, right? You can just sell, you can just sell the shares and go buy a dividend. Lots of other companies paying dividends still. SVL still
better
paying
dividend
dividends.
NCB.
Huh?
Better dividend NCB.
Yeah,
Even
better
SOS.
dividends. So lots of companies paying dividends still. You don't have to complain. You can complain or you can profit. But that's where I think our shareholder base is. But you're right, Danai. Once you've done the thing, you've done the thing. It's out there. You're always exposed to it. In fact, I remember GK. What did GK do? GK did something over, or was it Jamty who did something over out of an abundance of caution? Because even though, like, okay, under Jamaican law, again, AGMs have to be held in person.
Ah, yes.
They have to be held in person. And of course, if they're not going to be held in a certain way, there's certain things under the law that allow you to do it. So you can go in front of a judge, and the judge give you the order to allow it to not be held in person and blah blah blah. But I think it was Jamty who chose, or GK, or maybe both of them, who chose not to do something or to do something over at the in-person AGM. And the impression I got was that it was out of an overabundance of caution, so that you don't want to pass a resolution, a big resolution at a AGM that could maybe be challenged in the future. So
Yeah, I think it might be one of their stock splits. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. But again, I'm working from memory here. But I think we're getting to the point. To your point, Dana, I think we're getting to the point of being more litigious.
Yeah, more people in the market, more people affected, and the thing that again,
more lawyers out there, and them hungry. Some of them hungry and smart. So
yes, I think how it's going to start is the gathering. Is all right, cool. We hear the noise, and we know this is a problem. And a one man by himself now got to think to do it. But then if somebody reach out and say, "Yo, we are doing this. This is against whatever. We're all shareholders here. Most of that call everybody forward. Sign this paper. This is what we're going forward with." That should work well. And the lawyers in the chat right now. See some money there, so if you see something wrong and you say it wrong, because trust me, you know more than the people think that. A man will own shares, he will lose the money because this go the wrong way, and he just won't know. And he will vex, but he just don't know, say he must say something. People, other shareholders, don't know that they're shareholders of the company. Then just know me they are still.
yeah.
You don't make a money, I'm going to lose our money. The bad thing happened to me, and it's left it there. So.
Yeah. You will know more than a lot of company principals.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. You'll know more than a lot of company principals.
And then you think about that too. Like, if you're the guy that John you companies will start hiring you to make sure that I'm on my P's and my Q's, because I saw what happened last time.
Exactly. Or I remember all this thing when it comes to law. I mean, we saw the Lasco case, the appeal, get resolved this morning, literally this morning. And that appeal, we were talking about that in what? Probably same 2019, the second time. I remember us speaking.
No, man, 2019. I think 2018 probably. I was at
17,
VM at the time. 2017, 2018. I was at VM at the time. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
The initial last D play, waiting for that, and that is a case from long before that. So you might find companies doing things where they even, again, out of an abundance or an overabundance of caution, because even if you think you're right or you might win, You might be in court for years, paying legal fee for years before you find out that you actually win. Or you could save a whole heap of money by just doing it right up front. Yeah. And you're facing a liability if you have not done it right up front and gone on, no matter how long ago it is. Although I guess maybe you get that 6 or 7 years for the time to pass. Who knows? Anyway, Surfield,
The lawyers know. The lawyers know.
The lawyers do know. And a lawyer who knows and wants to talk about it can. You can send a speaking request. I'll be more than happy to talk about it with you. Surfield, we've dragged your point really, really far down a nice long tangent. But if you want to bring it back, if you have your original point waiting.
Yeah, man. I think that was. I just wanted to bring that forward because I mean, obviously, I have some SOS shares. Yes, I'll say that, and I was impressed by the results. I do look forward to them doing something a bit more exciting on the market, whether it is they do a split and they do a rights issue. They do speak about the expansion plans, so I figure they'll need money for it.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, we'll see that soon.
And
They're talking about it.
The expansion is them saying that they're expanding across the region.
Correct.
All right. And
they're trying to get greater market share in Jamaica as well.
Yeah. I find it interesting how I'm even trying to understand how these two things were put together. An APO or a split. An APO is
Bro, yeah. That's this and this have nothing to do with each other. It's like either do one or the other, right? Either raise money or just split the stock. Right? How is that either our situation?
I have no idea. At all how the two things will be put together. A stock split is just a stock split. An APO, and I should say it for anybody who might have been listening for the first time and wondering what the hell is a stock split. A stock split is a stock split.
The change analysis
is an
change.
It's
analogy. Sorry.
Yeah, no. An APO is an additional public offer. It's a offer of shares in the company to the public anytime after the very first time that they're listed. So the first time that they listed the public, initial public offer. If they offer shares anytime after that to the public, it's a dilutive secondary offer. That's what it is. But that don't sound as nice. That don't roll off the tongue as easily as APO. And then it might lead to people wondering what they mean by dilutive secondary offer. And then people might not have been as gung-ho about APOs as they were over the last few years. A lot of people got tricked, and a lot of people still getting tricked. People still ask me all the time, which company you expect to do an APO excitedly? And I'm wondering, why are you excited about getting into a situation that, with the exception of Barita, who put a lot of work into it, with the exception of them, everybody else who has done an APO, their share price has suffered. An APO is something that is done because it is easier to do that than it is to do the original, more sensible thing. But an APO really only hurts retail investors. So an APO is done often because, in my view, they just don't care about retail investors. So that's in a simple terms. That's what an APO is. If you want more details or something isn't clear to you, you can send a speaking request, as we say, and ask about it. And I'll be more than happy to explain it at any point throughout tonight, at any level, beginner or expert. If you are expert and you have a deeper point that you want to talk through or debate, more than willing to do that with you. Or if you're a beginner and it's just not clear to you and you have another question, send a speaking request and we'll talk about it in a way that you can also understand. But yeah, that's what an APO is. But yeah, then the stock split or APO, those two things don't make sense. An APO allows the company to get money. So does a rights issue. And a rights issue does it in a way that allows them to get any amount of money, but also allows retail investors, and let me not say retail only, allows previous shareholders to benefit, while an APO harms previous investors, and as we have seen evidenced on the market, unless the company is willing to do a lot of things and time things in a specific way, like Barita has done, unless you're willing to do those things, then it also harms even the people who bought into the APO. Like I said, the people who bought JMMB's APO 3 years ago are today at a loss.
I mean, look at no detailed tweets.
And I mean, Chris Berry has been whipping the DTL APO buyers constantly till today.
Strong reminder say, hey, may not have been the best thing, you know.
Yeah, not at all. And very smartly, he seemed to have exited a lot of his shareholding around the time of the APO also, which is exactly what I always do too. Once I hear APO, I'm selling because I'm not gonna stick in it, and it takes a lot to make something like that work.
I think this is why Phil is looking at the article with a side eye. Like, yeah, people are definitely getting wiser about this thing.
Exactly.
And he put that in the news where people will see it. You see that the headline is going to be the place where most people stop.
Yeah.
So imagine that.
Unsubstantiated.
That's crazy. That's strong. Still send them again. Send them. I would hope the company send a letter to say, hey, we put that on the stills.
Yeah,
We need an apology.
Yeah. I would love you to clarify, not even just send a letter, yes, but also, since
Clarify
they're
that.
listed,
Yeah.
put out a clarifying statement on the exchange's website.
Yes, Foxes.
Yeah, just to
That's
sort
very
that
true.
out. Yeah, because you need people to
The
understand.
rules of the exchange speak about market rumors and stuff like that.
It does. Sir Phil, you
Yeah.
sound like you take this thing serious, man, like you've been actually reading the rules. Damn.
Yeah, man. Occasionally, you know.
Yeah. So you keep this up, you might start make money on the market.
I love salespeople out there. You see?
What did you say? Boy. What else you want to talk about, Sir Phil? Or you want to hear from the man from Japan who has also
Yeah,
sent
man.
us
Yeah,
a
man.
speaker request?
Give
You
the
said energy
Japanese
god.
man a chance.
Yeah.
Maga listen and probably link up later.
No problem. Big up, Sir Phil.
Bless.
Sir Pickles, the artist.
Energy
from
god,
East.
not elephant man.
Konnichiwa, minasan. Yoroshiku. Hi.
Welcome. You're not allowed to do it anymore, bro.
Why
You'll get
man does
cancelled for that.
I'm not allowed to speak Japanese.
No, sir. That's you say. Yeah, but you're doing it with an accent. That's cultural appropriation.
Oh, yeah, Fox.
But that's how you speak. What are you talking about, guys? Be quiet. That's how you speak. You also like American speaking Japanese, like Watashi wa. No, that's how it works. That doesn't sound like them. Or else they don't understand. Hey, what's popping, Randy? Me know say use the gains and buy tick my. I said the thing rough. Hype.
I use my gains and buy what?
And buy a blue tick.
Which blue tick? Oh, you mean on Twitter?
Yeah.
Then how come you don't buy none yet?
Boy, I don't know that. I didn't want to be the first Jamaican to subscribe to this thing. 'Cause I know, say, streets, the streets are out there. You understand? Oh, they are far.
You say, Randy, get away, come on, reach reputation.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I
You know,
mean?
you said that. I realized that I'd seen a tweet earlier where somebody had asked me how to take my hard-earned money and give Musk $8 a month. I mean, it's my hard-earned money to do what I want with. I don't.
You say you earn it.
Right? I do much stupider things with much more money every month. But no, I've been subscribed from before this, from before the noise. Because as some of you might know, in my free time, in addition to sales, I also run a couple of companies. So I have to use the professional features of Twitter. And on Twitter, especially if you're not in America all the time, like the people in America get a different set of tools sometimes to get better accesses. But if you pay for it, you get a lot of tools.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And Randy, remember last week, somebody who didn't pay for his blue tick, he came on and he mentioned that we're all in sales. And there's an interesting moment for me, just going back over this week's events after Friday. We're all in sales. And I guess we aren't all in sales, according To some
I
explanations,
never remember
I
that.
wonder.
That is such a funny thing. That young CEO did say that we're all in sales, and then it's so funny. Other people use that as an insult too. I don't think he meant it as an insult. That is funny how that view works. I don't think he paid for his blue tick either, but I think he also subscribes. But
I'm saying,
I did take the,
charity, get it free.
that's true. I did take the blue tick, because you had to. It's a second tier, so I did take the blue tick tier because why not? And I'm interested in see what Musk does with this thing. I know that everybody, if you watch the news in the last week, you're convinced that Elon Musk is an idiot and him dunce and he's mashing up the company. But if you are also if you like this little business thing, one, nobody becomes a billionaire as an idiot. It's literally not possible. Two things you should never think people can be idiots in. You can't be a billionaire and be an idiot, and you can't be US president and be an idiot. So if at any point in time you see either of those two people acting like they're idiots, look closely, because
They're acting.
you literally cannot get into either of those two positions as an idiot. And when you're in those positions, by the way, being thought of as an idiot is a wonderful protection. Because no, it must be stupid.
Bro,
If you
imagine.
if you take that veil away from you, sorry, go ahead, Danai.
Imagine it every time you did something. Like just every time you did something, it's like just unpopular or I don't like it. The default is, but he's an idiot. So like, instead of anger, it's your stupidity.
Yeah, man, they say. I mean, George Bush is dumb. Really? 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 You think he's dumb? Trump is an idiot. Really? He's both. He got billionaire and president. You think that guy is dumb? But when you're in those positions, you don't have many protective elements. So one protection is make people think you're stupid. You can get away with that.
You can do some really crazy things with that, you know.
Yeah, man, you can lay off half.
No, he's done. Yeah, I'm looking at the Trump situation.
Oh God.
It's funny. But the thing I always find interesting about that, we're very far derailing from APO. This might be sales. The interesting thing about that situation is the way it's they are often in a position where people are forced to not see them as an idiot. And then, so like, think about everything Trump has done, right? The bad things, the things that affect people in very terrible ways. When you speak about him, you speak about that, you speak about how smart he is at doing the thing he's doing. That's going to take away take away your benefit from a situation, right? But then the next second, he's an idiot again. Like, oh, he must be so smart and conniving to do those terrible things to us. But then I think it's in our best interest, as you always say, don't see the other guy on the next side of the room as an idiot. It hurts you more than it helps you. When somebody's being malicious and the boy you're hurt in this situation, looking at them as an idiot might not be the best thing for you. It might just work out in the next way, and your problem is that much worse in that situation.
Yep. It's a great way to get people to underestimate you if they think you're stupid.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why did he do that? Dunce. Good. They fit this up.
He brought.
And then John, why would he do that? Why would he do that? I'm screwed.
He brought a sink to the headquarters and said, "Let that sink in." Oh, he's such a dumb guy. He's dumb. 44 billion. You
are breaking up wickedly.
And spend 44 billion.
Then press the button, Randy. Then press the button. You see, start break up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. We Musk heard us press the button. Randy breaking up. Before we about to stocks and APO and sales. We don't have to. We can't talk about the people.
All right. But Sir Pickles, tell us what you want. Tell us what you're thinking, and I'll try and fix my sound in the meantime.
Those idiots on Twitter, Randy.
No, I was thinking more like my thoughts about the Twitter and the Musk thing. Do you think he probably overpaid for Twitter and now he's trying to recoup his investment?
What did he pay for?
I think
I don't know. I'm just asking.
I'm actually asking. I'm asking you back. What?
Oh, you asked me. I mean,
This,
like how much billion? I think you ready for? Oh, I can
no
buy
man.
Twitter.
sorry about that on YouTube. I know the sound just
I think
dropped
you
off.
ready for? Oh, I can
No
buy
man.
Twitter.
I don't know what I mean is the thing
Hmm.
he paid for is what he got. The thing he's doing is the thing he paid for.
Ah.
He
Hmm.
didn't.
Oh.
He didn't spend any time. Oh my god. Ah, Randy, you're speaking and nothing is coming out.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. But
Yeah, look, Randy disappear.
them
Randy's not listening right now.
so
On
mute
my.
me too. Yeah,
Mm,
I can't pay for the blue tick, sell him guys. But yeah,
clearly. Mm.
I don't.
He's a calling then basically. I'm trying to get more everything streamlined, more efficient. Was you think it was the company Twitter was bloated in terms of
I
probably
mean,
the
it's funny
structure?
because all of the things he's doing, he said it before he's done it. But suddenly now the conversation is that
It's more real.
it's more it reach him now, say, and him have to be doing this thing. But he was saying he was going to do this thing before it happened.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, I
Yeah.
So
like being consistent.
you think after he said those things, put in the bid for that price, and then go
Right.
do it. His son he turned around and said, "Jesus, I'm an idiot. I have to go do these things I said I was going to do before."
Oh Jesus.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I guess the optics for people who probably
It's
weren't
like
paying attention totally kind of just say, oh, this look kind of rush.
we
But
always
if he said he's going to do it,
we
so
get pieces of conversation and people don't reach the
that's true.
rest.
That's actually true.
If you really check it, like it's a different ball game for us and him.
Mm.
Completely.
If me
Yes,
buy Twitter shares,
yeah,
I'm not running Twitter. I'm buying
right.
Twitter shares and the share price is the share price. This is how the share price go up then cool. People really think it's like that? Like you buy a majority stake in a company and boom the share. Oh god, I'm going to go and fix this company in the way I said I'm going to fix it and the share price I'm going to ball about it.
But I don't think people
Like,
realize.
you the shares, you know that.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people have thought through it from a business perspective. By the way, you guys hearing me clearer now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
much clearer. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Those are the name
Clear
again.
like the gains. Clear like
Let
the
me
gains
just
it need to grow. Oops, sorry. That's what.
let me just be clear and say that I do think George Bush is an idiot. I think Trump is an idiot. I think Musk doesn't know what he's doing. Yada yada yada. All right. No, the actual real talk. Your initial question, Pickles, about do I think he overpaid? Like I want to answer that, but I can't. Like within context, he may have overpaid. I don't think he wanted to pay the 44 billion. I think if he wanted it for a bit cheaper. But bringing it back to what Danai just said about shares and
But don't we always
about don't we always what overpay?
Want
want
it
it for
cheaper.
cheaper?
Want it cheaper.
No, I
Yes,
want it cheaper.
that's true. That's a fact.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes. Especially you have to remember that he's working within the American system, and sometimes within the American system, a loss might be useful. A big loss might be very multi-billion-dollar loss might be.
It's a very very useful tool, bro. Yeah.
The other idiot, Trump.
Check 3 years from now the article that comes out about taxes for Elon Musk.
The other idiot, Trump, is he skated and still skates off a loss from, I want to say a loss from like 10 years ago. Like part of why he's managed to pay so little in taxes is because of a loss that he took on a deal some time ago. So at that level, a loss.
It's funny, I had a conversation the other day about how stupid he was for that loss.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something, man. There's a protection in being thought of as an idiot. Then I will tell you that privately, whenever we're considering certain things, I'm always one going, one, what would I do in that situation? And two, what would I do if I was smarter than me? Like, I think that the person might be smarter than me. And the very first thing you should do if you're smarter than somebody is make them think that you're not. Make them think that you're dumb. Carrying it back to the last thing, yeah. And did he overpay? And not the Trump, the Musk thing, and did he overpay? He may have overpaid. But again, at that level, like, think about what we're talking about. 44 billion versus what? Like, we understand. Like, what does that really mean?
Bro,
Right?
you know what's funny? I've seen the analysts, bro, and they're doing the computer valuations of why why it's worth 8 billion or only 16. And I'm looking at this like, wow, on a skilled man. Oh no,
Yeah.
on find it. Twitter is only worth 8 billion, they said.
Okay. Well, here's the thing.
Twitter, the company, is only worth 8 billion.
If you really think it's only worth 8 billion, right? If you really think it's only worth 8 billion, then it can't support the workforce that it has supported over the time that it has been doing it, right?
Funny, eh?
So then the immediate thing that you have to do then is immediately reduce costs. Now the truth is, a tech startup can be run very lean. There was a thread that I saw from I'll ruin that guy's name. I think Tron Fang or something like that, a popular guy on Twitter, talking about like the employee base of different startups when they were acquired. Like I think WhatsApp had maybe 50 employees, Instagram had must 8, that sort of thing, and they're acquired for billions, right? The truth is, the computers do a lot of work for you. Yes, you need your coding team, and I'm not saying that something for like Twitter. I'm not saying that they can. I'm not even going to pretend that I know what the minimum number that can run them is. But here's what I'd say. What I'd say is that it's obvious that you need to manage costs, especially remembering this fact: the company is now private. The company is now private, so Musk, as far as we're concerned, is his company completely. Why keep this heavy workforce? Why wouldn't I slim it down heavily? Why would I have huge amounts of people for moderation? Why would I not allow the people to moderate themselves? Like these tech people that are being fired, you have an idea how strong their salaries were? Like you work in tech, your salaries are good. You'll notice this also. As crazy as he is, this is happening at a time where everybody else in the tech field is also doing layoffs except for Google. Google hasn't done theirs yet.
But another funny thing, yeah. You see where after the conversation, the internal conversation that I leaked are coming from? The people whose compensation was share price based. The people whose compensation was getting shares that were valued higher than whatever.
That can't invest no more, that gone. And then
Exactly.
get fired on top of it. Yeah.
No, you hear management leaks, bro. People are still work there. They're leaking to the team. So they hear like, this was put in the Slack. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, you're talking to people who they're talking to. So it's somebody that's completely upset, but the people they're talking to don't have the problem they have. But then they're selling it as like, yeah, oh no. So my pay got cut, and I'm upset about it. Your pay didn't get cut, but we should be all upset. Yeah, it's funny, man. I always find it funny how people think that who they choose to hate.
That's true. Because
think about it. If you were the guy to
it's still strategy.
If you were the guy to exactly, but if you were the guy on the low at the lower level, and most of your pay was cash, not this big share, you know, I get it, $1 million, but 600,000 of the shares every year, kind of thing. Who were you upset with before, bro? My manager. But no manager is upset with the guy that owns the company. I always find it. I'm not that guys, please. I'm not that guy. I don't care about Elon and foolishness. I do not care. I don't know him outside of Twitter. if me not see him tweet, me don't know about the guy. So I'm not a fan. I don't care. Properly, I'm not going to own a Tesla. Cool. But it kind of remove yourself sometimes. The conversation that's happening often happens to you. You're picking up a piece of something that somebody else is thinking. The guy that's on the other side, they also have a motive. It's not just one guy in the room, just, boy, you know, I'm the big bad guy here, and we're all against him. Because again, hey, you were upset with the manager last week, still, he was a bad guy here.
I know it's idiot Musk.
Passed up side.
Yeah, and getting laid off like everybody else. But it's not because they're right sizing and making the company leaner for what has to come in the future. It's because Musk's stupid. Yeah, but how much billion would you have to see as a possible outcome of what you're doing for you to think, wait, I can also get it. I can make this move. I can rip the band-aid off early, and the only cost is that people think I'm dumb. Yeah,
Do it.
let that sink in.
And you're cracking up again.
Again, I'm sorry. I mean, Elon Musk is dumb. I don't mean he's smart. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's crazy. He's ruining Twitter.
Oh boy. No, you sound like a transformer, G.
Okay, well, I'll fix that. Talk about the local market, though, Sir Pickles. I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. All right. So
I don't.
quickly. Before, I'm able to say a word. Yeah, man. You don't know, you don't know what I was coming here to talk about. I like when companies, follow through on what they say they're gonna do. You see me, what I'm saying? And Mr. Fesco said they're going to have 3 more additional service stations in 6 months by 2023, mid by the second quarter 2023, them say. And somebody sent me a picture of a new service station in O3S bypass. And I'm pleased. More I'm pleased. And results supposed to drop next week too. So I'm looking forward to the results. Nothing but positive news, of course. Fesco is a runaway train.
What do you think about the mounting competition? I keep seeing people. RPL getting bigger. I see thing there. I see those new guys in the LPG.
I saw it's an article in the somebody said we enter the RP the market. What name here?
Wilson something, I think.
Something like
that.
Well, I mean, the cream rice to the topping on the cream rice. So we'll see.
Good one, sir. Good one.
So we are waiting to see. When I reach Jamaica, I forgot to take a picture at the Fesco service station with them. Know say, yo, your Japan ambassador needs some free petrol or something. From the top about Fesco with the price kind of.
So wait, the free petrol, you wouldn't give them some money for them report?
I've been doing.
You wouldn't give them some money to get back?
What do you mean? The buy gas from Indonesia. Anyway, find it.
Oh, to your girlfriend, are you spending them guest bill?
It's yeah, but just link up Fesco discount code Piggles. You see me? You get quite. That don't need to know. You see me? Discount code Piggles. Yeah, we have put in a deal, man. Full time now. Yes, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the reports of several companies actually. I see Mustrich putting out unnecessary information. I'm not telling me the things I want to hear. You understand?
Unnecessary.
But me say unnecessary because it's not the thing I want to hear. It's not. It's necessary, but you don't want to hear somebody that's not reaching. Every time I see a Mustrich notification, I say, all right, yes. Talk to me now.
September done, and I don't know, eh?
Brother, man. People
October done.
November,
boy, speaking of October. October is what, the end of summer?
In autumn, in a fall, and but I mean,
Where's about fall? Where's about fall? Is it a time, Tijo?
I'm talking about the season, fall.
Them sell season, what you saying, bro?
Autumn, we prefer autumn, the other one. But yeah, but I'm really just looking forward to these particular announcements, the ones that I want to hear. And I've been looking around for short-term plays. Look at 10%, 5%. Short-term gains, short-term plays, just to 5%, 10% here, just to make sure you still work in the market, yeah.
I mean, what the last short-term play, man?
Yo, but tell us so it was that I looked at some 5%, 10% here, just to make sure you still work in the market, yeah.
I mean, what the last short-term play, man?
Yo, but tell us so it was that I looked at some about me, dog. As a share was a quantity, dog. Isn't me? So in the morning I was calculating the play for a certain stock. See? I'm sorry, 5% including fees. Yeah, man, it's good. Sorry, put a little something on it. So it was 5.3 or something. So I'm sorry, cool. Put in the price in the queue. So somebody say, hold on, check back something. This doesn't make sense. The high drop 1 cent lower than my price to put in, right? But 100,000, 400,000 trade. We say, what is? So we go back and do the calculation again. Then I say, Jesus Christ, say that 1 cent less was actually 5% too. I say, you two rotted lie pickles. Really? So we're gonna put in that same price, right? And remember, we're talking about the queue, the movement of the queue, and what happens for the things traded, and the rules of how the queue work. So put it in the trade that night, and I see my thing going. I'm gonna look again about an hour later. I see my order moved down, and a bigger order with less price up. I said, no, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. What's going on? So again, I miss out on the actual 5%. So it's like a 4.8 now, and then. Like, you're going to start. No, so look, no results drop. Three triple figure, quadruple figure profit. Price sell down halt. I just say, well, my life. My life the easiest task. So yeah, but don't worry. I'll make it back up by next week. So I'm good.
All right. Oh, that. Until next week thing that is even money make.
Yeah, man. Next week money I make back, man. So I just let's just have a move on. Let's not dwell upon it too long. Humans make mistakes and then you learn from it and you move, isn't it? So yeah. I can't find just to tell you I can't find adult age whiskey over here. I can afford right now. So we might have to delay that little drink thing, isn't it? But we'll figure out.
We bring back some nice sake and we're good, you know, for an adult age, and I know Randy and his bougie tastes, but I'm fine with the normal.
Say less.
You know, when I drink for drunk. When I drink for the pinky, I'm not fancy. You know, when I reach like certain money.
Boy. So yeah. Well, that is it. But they work with people. I'm at work still. No, not work, like fake work.
So the mirror when I back, I say, let's go. What do the kids think? Is that English word? Is that Jamaican word?
Yeah, must be. Them don't hear me talk about that. English yet. You're not ready for stocks yet. You can't even spell stocks. You can't even spell stocks in English yet, so you have to wait a little bit.
Hey, as long as you can spell it over this, you know, should be fine.
That's true. That's very true. I think I need to go. Actually, to brush up on my Japanese properly, so I can try out this Japanese market. It's afraid, my fear thing sets up already. But we're working on it.
But that'll be funny if you lose money or make money based on a spelling error.
Yeah, right. It's crazy.
And read this wrong and boom, profit. Or the next one.
Right. Hey, give thanks, people. We'll link it up.
All right, boss.
Right.
I don't think Randy's back yet.
All
right, we have more people. Let's see if we'll see. AP1 sales. Then I'm running a recall for the call. We're gonna have Randy too. Elon is not pleased.
Right? I
should never have made those comments.
Corporate apology.
Yeah. Apologies for the people on YouTube who are hearing a doubled sound. Or maybe they're not. Then you're not hearing me doubled.
To some degree, that it does sound fully clear. The voice coming through and everything, but it just does sound fully like you. Yeah, I think the name the YouTube saying they're hearing an echo. What the hell causes this, bro?
Talking
about billionaires.
Oh, gotcha. So stay in our lane, AP1 sales.
Quite so.
But them big talk about sales. You can't win, Please one and Vex one.
Exactly. Hold on.
I hope that the people can hear me now.
You can't win, Please one and Vex one.
Exactly. Hold on.
Can you hear me, Danai?
Give me 1 second, people. YouTube, what am I saying?
Can you hear me, Danai?
I'm hearing you. I just want to make sure YouTube good. People on YouTube,
YouTube
always run this sound into you guys. Echo still?
YouTube is hearing me fine, but with that they're seeing a delay between my lips and hearing my words. I'm so sorry. That's one of the fallbacks I would just have to do.
YouTube
And I'm hearing myself
is hearing
on
me
YouTube.
fine, but with that they're seeing a delay between my lips and hearing my words. I'm so sorry. That's one of the fallbacks I would just have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hearing myself on YouTube.
Them say back to normal now. Yeah, them say good.
They're going to take that back very quickly though. Or I'm just hearing myself doubled. Oh boy. Big thing in the interim, Danai, because I think maybe you'll have some comments on this too while I sort this out.
Or I'm just hearing myself doubled. Oh boy.
JFP dropped
Big
results
thing
this week
in the interim, Danai, because I think maybe you'll have some
YouTube
comments on
echoing
this
again.
too
Boy.
while I sort this out. JFP dropped results this week also.
Mm-hmm.
What you thought of the JFP results?
Indeed, they did. I have it open somewhere. Here.
What you thought of the JFP results?
There it is. I don't want to say the thing I just came to mind immediately. One thing, I want to give my full thoughts on it. I do like it. I find it interesting. The people, I know this is something that people will see badly. Of course, I think it was what Sir Pickles was alluding to. Nice profits for the price fall, but to me, that's normal with what the market is to expect because the good profits, despite all that, is still less than the same period last year. So last year they made 15 mil profit. This year they in the same time they made 7.5 mil. Yeah, people go sell. People go sell as one thing down, whatever. But I'm still looking at it from everything that they have been doing. The business is up overall. The business is like the revenue heavier than last year. Doing a lot of things now. You're hearing about that a lot. And if you look at things, you look at that big spend, admin expenses up, so you know, compared to last year, revenue up, gross profit up, where you can see cost of sales up. So you can see they're spending more, and the admin expense up. They've spoken a lot about hiring. Like over the last 6 months, they've been hiring. And that does make sense with the type of business they do. I remember somebody even recently mentioned in the girl group around there, they've gone into shift work. I'm gone from just day work to doing a night shift now. There's a reason for that. There's a lot more business. We're seeing a lot of it. I remember the color of it, and I've seen a lot of signs from the results that a lot of that is coming. So, like it, definitely. The price falling, some complaints, some profit.
I might still hear myself doubled. Not sure why.
I'm hearing it.
And you're hearing it also, right?
Yeah.
Again, sorry about the sound.
People, my apologies.
What's your input for the space? Your mic input for the space.
At this
point, I don't even know.
And I saw
the issues.
I saw the issues. I have two going. Thank you for that. You're 100% correct. You should hear me clearly now.
Not yet.
You still hearing me doubled up?
Yeah, cracking up.
Yeah, this is rather annoying.
Quite.
Yeah.
We'll fix them thing on down here, man. Elon, what's good?
Right?
This can do better.
I'm sorry. Danai, take it back. You will buy a Tesla. Say that you buy a Tesla.
Oh, yeah, facts, bro. Yo, Jamaica get the EV thing. Don't Elon link up jet car, no? So we can do. Yeah, man, Tesla must reach, bro. That's the G-Wagon and the Porsche and all them things that Tesla all day. It's funny still, like, Twitter. There's a lot there. It's interesting. But I'm not buying Twitter shares, so I'm fine. The can't really buy Twitter shares. JFP, I really do like it. I think it's the. Did we say it before? Did we make the first analogy here?
Repeat that?
Did we mention just what Fesco looked like at IPO and in the time after IPO versus what JFP looks like now? In basically the same level of time after IPO. In fact, I think they performed better than probably not. Fesco like 80 cent IPO. What I got said. But
Yeah, that's a little trick that fools a lot of people. Did we mention it here? I think the most.
That's interesting. So they were trading around like the same. They are a bit above thing there. It's probably actually the thing then. It's probably actually around the same level of trading because I remember Fesco was 120, so that's like a 50% above. And JFP been trading like it's been hard to get JFP at 150. And most likely over the last couple of months is 160, 170s. So yeah, probably doing better than Fesco was in the same time post IPO. Yeah. So yeah, I find that interesting. The view. I remember Fesco was a first one since COVID, so everybody afraid and whatever. And then it was just a little gas station company, you know? And it was this terrible thing. And then suddenly, so I don't mind do not buy. That I'm not selling. And I don't much listen to the brokers in terms of what I do with my shares. So yeah, I'll buy.
Yeah, no, they're notoriously bad at
I remember somebody was laughing around. A client, not even one client, but a good amount of them to speak about Trans Jamaica and the view that they got at IPO from the thing there. And they directly reference it to Fesco because they didn't buy Fesco because of what they were getting from the brokers. But they bought Trans Jamaica very happily because of what they were getting from the brokers.
Getting from the brokers in terms of what?
Recommendation.
Okay.
So they bought the IPO, and then you know how that went for a lot of people. And I still find people hold Trans Jamaica since IPO because it just why. Usual. I got it, I bought it, and I'll sit with it and die with it.
Yeah. You also raised an interesting point about the time since APO. So Fesco middle of March IPO, right? You see how listen, whoever it is that was in charge of the
calling it an APO?
Yeah, the marketing, deciding to call it an APO, they deserve a raise. They deserve every dime you can give them. They are really good. It is incestuous.
I know
Insidious, not incestuous. That's something.
How much time we know? That's funny. How much time I'm not giving that joke.
It's too late. It's too late.
How much time we pick up JMMB marketing team though? So hey.
Not enough, yeah, man. I mean, JMMB. Shout out to the head of marketing at JMMB. She's shrewd and deadly, and she understands her client and her audience, her audience and her clients very, very well. But that point you made about JFP and time since listing. So it's been what? So the middle of March. 8 months. November, 8 months. And look at the trading intensity. Fesco 8 months in was what?
I wouldn't even. You said the trading intensity, but I think JFP has good trading.
I don't think that JFP has bad trading, But you have to remember that the market now.
You are very right. Very different ballgame. Yeah.
I mean, sort of. Early 2021.
I know what you mean. Yeah, in terms of the level of trading, and heavy trading on stock is very different from.
You're correct though. They're very similar. So Fesco was what, April 2021. So that puts you to like December 2021 would be at the 8 month mark. And we had trades with the 20 odd to 30 odd trade level at the time. And now JFP 20 odd to 30 odd trade level. Right? Except for today, which had 80 trades and heavy. I mean, the thanks to my money JA, we can see very clearly what happened today. Um, the the halt happened early in the day, so I think people saw those results and they decided, oh God, it's terrible. I hear people saying that you're breaking up, that but I know you're not breaking up. I think it's just your fan.
Funniest.
Yeah. Or if you can just align it so it's not blowing on the microphone. Yeah.
It comes back every now and then. Hold on. I
Yeah.
was trying to make it oscillate to make it leave.
No problem. I can come back to this JFE point. In the meantime, we have Ryan Gentles who just sent a speaking request. What's up, Ryan?
Yeah, nice.
Big
What's
boss.
up?
What's good, boss?
I'm there, I'm there.
Evening, Ryan. So, what's up, Ryan? What's on your mind?
Yeah, you just started talking about JFP. I was just saying that I bought this stock like about in the middle of this year. I think it was June or July.
Mm-hmm.
But this was before I did the growth session. So
Oh,
I didn't just buy it on a whim. I did my reading and stuff. And I had a particular interest in it because of the nature of the company. Since broadly speaking, I mean like the architecture field and so. That's why I had a
okay.
leaning towards the company first, and then did some research and so, alright, this looks like a fairly decent buy. So I've been sitting on the stock since then.
Mm-hmm.
But after doing the grow session, it's kind of like I'd say, oh, I had a clearer vision of what to look out for and stuff like that. So just
Is
good.
the
So
is the
I
first?
didn't.
Sorry to cut you, Ryan. Is the first
Yeah,
time you
sure.
listening to Brick Talk?
For the
No,
first
no,
time, now.
I've been tuning in.
Okay.
Not
You know, people
every
going to say
week,
that.
but
You know, people going to say that I paid you to say that, right? To come talk about
Ryan, how much
talk
him
about
pay?
the.
Ryan, how much him pay?
plead the fifth.
Yeah, no, don't tell people that. I'm not saying man at all. I do
Yo,
not know who you're saying
that
that to.
salesman are different, you know.
Oh my God, man.
Yo, the
I,
salesman sending him troops.
I have not done that at all. And in fact, no offense to Ryan, but I didn't even realize that I don't know everybody's done gross. So at this
Mm.
point, I mean, did you like it? Well, you said that you've changed what how you invest in. So,
I figure you like
Yeah,
it.
I started applying some of the stuff there.
hmm
But in retrospect, I've been listening to Brick Talk. I'd say
hmm
fairly consistently. Saying I've been picking up little gems here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no, it's not a paid endorsement.
at all, it's the
Yeah,
other way around. People, he paid me to the grow.
yeah, essentially. So yeah, I was just briefly saying that since that session, it kind of gave me a bit of clarity on penciling out a goal for this stock. Because before I had it say quote unquote for a long term stock, and of course that looks different for everyone based on their goals. So
hmm
that basically just gave me say, alright, then, yo, with what I learned there, I was able to target exit point. Just looking on certain factors and stuff like that, and I was able to exit with a bit of a profit. Let me just bring up my money.
What you say?
Yeah, so like it was a 18% profit.
What you say on
Eighteen
JFP?
percent. Yes, I'm like, yo, feel good still, It's a little box food money. Nothing too
Hey,
tough,
listen.
but
Every
it's just
dime
the
counts, you
principle
know.
behind it. You
Every maker.
Every
It's,
mickle.com.
I don't
You
even get what you're saying, that, Like, it's not trying to be funny. It's, yo, you're there where you're there. But your money matter to you more than matter to anybody else.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
If
yeah,
Randy
yeah.
a millionaire and me a party money guy, then guess what? My party money will go double or whatever, and it will matter to me upon my level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
facts.
Let me tell you something. Check the US market. 18% is something that our
Oh
own
yeah.
of them would have loved to see in a year. Check
If
Mm-hmm.
you
crypto. Shout out to the crypto. RIP. I know you're going through a rough time. A rough
yeah,
time. You remember last year this
and
time
look at
when
he
you
just
guys
start.
yeah, man. Listen, man. My condolences. Even I don't want to laugh about this. I'm gonna. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna.
Yeah, a couple of bridge them in the States, them a ball right now.
Oh God, I actually know think I was gonna say I have a original info check one.
Yes, you
Yeah,
probably
checking on
do
your
need to go
crypto
check
friends, guys.
on your friends. Yeah, check in on your crypto friends, people. Please,
Then
please. Them going through it. Please, people. If you
I
remember,
don't, boy, it deep, you know, and I don't think we really get it yet.
no, I don't think. You know what it is? It is what is happening in the crypto space now is it it almost does not happen in the structured finance that I'm going to use that
Yeah.
kind of term. It doesn't happen
Mm-hmm.
because of the protections. Like
Mm-hmm.
JC can't feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
JC cannot feel like an entire exchange cannot just go down. The Hong
Mm-hmm.
Kong exchange can't just go down. The London Stock Exchange cannot just go. Nasdaq. Like the last
Mm-hmm.
time Nasdaq went down like this, Afghanistan paid for it for about 10. They're still paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot just go down like this. FTX just gone, so.
It just gone, so, bro.
Whew.
And then I was talking to somebody. Like, it's when I was hearing about it before, and then I saw the debt situation. I was like, wait. People borrow money on top of that, you know, bro. So you lost more than you actually own.
People had currencies that they used as the basis for the
Basis.
bigger debt, and then those things made money and they went back to cash. And a lot of them,
Yeah.
you remember that thing that we used to get cussed for a year or two ago when I say it's not that I don't like crypto, I understand the technology behind it. Even to this day, I still understand and believe in the technology behind it. And
Mm-hmm.
it will be the future.
Yeah.
But let me tell you I'll tell you two things. I'll tell you the first thing now that you need to hear, because the second thing, you're gonna cut my mic for it. So here's the first thing. Remember when we were
Yeah,
talking
big boy
about
like crypto, you know. Big boss like
un-
crypto.
we're talking about underlying, no one is bigger than him. And we're talking about underlying value.
Uh-huh.
And I'm saying it's
Yeah.
not that I don't understand crypto, it's that I cannot see the true underlying value behind these things that people are telling me are currencies. Because I
Mm-hmm.
know that
Exactly.
money is a made up thing. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that what that made up thing sits on is the full force and confidence that everybody else will always take it and it will always work and it will always be accepted. Inflation is just a function of that belief.
Mm-hmm.
Deflation is a function of that belief.
Mm-hmm.
An entire currencies can just up and disappear. Yeah, what about
Mm-hmm.
Zimbabwe? The only
That
reason you know Zimbabwe is because it is like literally the one off, and it's still there.
that's the thing. The only reason you know this is because it cannot disappear.
Exactly. But currencies disappear, like the debt that is backed by things that no longer exist, and then there's some real assets that are backing
Bro, that's
those.
borrowing against money, you know. I don't know if people get it's a currency. That's the thing. People talk about crypto like it's stocks. Like there's a business there. So when you ask them about it, they tell you about they tell you about the currency operation as if it's a business operation. So this
Mm-hmm.
thing I hold,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually it's like I say, yo, Randy, I have US dollars. Lend me 20 times it. Why? Because I have US dollar. What do I get if things mash up?
You get the
Nothing, you
US
know.
dollars. No, I get the
Nothing
US
like that.
dollars.
Yeah, you get the US dollar. That's why.
But
That's
what do you get?
what
You get Doge. The
you.
real secret behind all of this, why I never really accepted it, is not that I don't believe in it. Is that the thing is a currency, but people always struggle to tell me what I can buy with it.
Uh-huh.
Where can I go and buy it? And I bring you to them and say, no, I know of an ATM in Panama. I'm not flying to Panama to
Panama, but
cash
take
out
out
my money.
my money.
I don't, I'm not in the court game. What do you mean? I'm flying to Panama to take out money out of a specific ATM in a specific mall that what everybody's going to that ATM? I don't go to the ATM lines on Hope Road or anywhere else when them long. I'm gonna fly to Panama to go wait in a line because they have a ATM
ATM.
that will cash it out. No, but you could also go. You don't understand it. I understand, but I also understand the system that the thing is meant to replace, and you can't
Mm-hmm.
replace it unless you have something to hold everything that system holds.
Exactly.
The second point that I'm going to cut my mic for is quite frankly this: the Illuminati does not lose. You're gonna sit behind
Don't say
your
anything that rhymes with lose.
you're not going to sit behind your keyboard and come up with something that
And
is
then
going to not
Tell Uncle
over
Sam same thing. That's right now. On my time now. They're gonna take over.
centuries old
Sorry, no.
systems. Centuries old systems, but you booted up your Linux system and coded something to knock off centuries old systems, and you thought the power brokers in those centuries old systems would just go, oh no,
I'm right. I really think I'm saying no. Make him go through.
I guess we are the old guys. I guess we are gonna lose.
Bro,
Them don't lose.
imagine telling America, say, yo, dog, take this Bitcoin thing, just take this Bitcoin thing. It's not your,
No,
it's,
no,
and then America says my thing, and my thing,
no,
our
no, it's
thing.
not yours. It belongs to the people.
People, cool story, bro. Because
They're like, well, old people, the American people. No, all the
no,
people.
all people. We don't believe in countries.
Okay,
Hey, this
okay,
guy talking crazy.
okay.
Hey, boy,
We
it
might
rough
not
man,
make
it's
it. We might not
serious.
make it to next year at this rate, you know.
But,
You know what?
no,
So
man.
Rand, back to the issue. Sorry.
Oh, Fox. The real man conversation about crypto.
Yeah, the point behind that tangent was that don't knock your 18%. Your
Fox.
18% is impressive, and lots of people don't make 18%. The people that bought JMMB 3 years ago are not at 18% profit; they're at a loss.
Dang.
People that bought the Cygnus APO, well, that's also 3 years ago or 2 years ago.
Last
They're
year, man.
not.
It
No
feel
man,
long, don't it? Last year.
it's last year.
Yeah. Same, bro.
Damn.
I know, man.
Yeah, so don't knock your 18% profit at all.
Cool.
Pesco this last year. That also hits me every time.
Well, you
It's
say
been
you
a
take the
long.
money out. What are you doing with it?
I reinvested it in another stock, and
Jesus.
again, this is based on research. So I'm looking to see if the principles can push me through. I mean, they should. So this is just my little stint of test running that and learning from what that
Principles are
iteration
pushing
does.
you, so follow them.
Yeah, man.
At
Yeah,
every
and it's
step. I think that's often the hard part. You can't choose which one. It's don't get locked in. Don't forget one for the next one. All right.
Yeah.
yeah. And
Definitely.
if the principles don't work, if something not working, question it, test it. If it don't make sense, link me back and say, oh, this don't make sense. You're wrong
Yeah.
here, because if I'm wrong, I'm either wrong or I can show you where I'm not wrong and you can write. Or the worst case, one of we will learn.
Yep.
You get me? And
Straight
if we're
up.
lucky, both
That
of us
sound
will
good.
learn.
As in, so just to clarify, I can link you about one way I'm for buy an next grower ticket. Just
You see that? So that's a thin line. So let me tell you a small secret. I don't encourage people to link me back just because of the time sake. But you don't have to do an entire grow if you just want to. If something doesn't make sense. But that's not to say that you're gonna send me an email about your portfolio. I'm gonna answer it. Right? That's not.
I forgot book a consultation with.
Don't stress me
That
out.
if you do that, if you're already set. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's fine by me.
yeah. Let me take the opportunity to be a good salesman and point out that you can also do if you join the Grow subscribers group. So that's a small group of people who have been very serious about the market, and we've been doing. Let me again take another tangent. Let me tell you how I rate them. There is this somebody offered something.
I was going to ask if you want to talk about it, and I really want to talk about it because it's a big deal to me.
I want to talk about it, but I don't know how to talk about it, and I wonder if it's too early to talk about it. But I don't know if they even realize how impressive what they're doing is.
I don't think it's too early because it done in my opinion.
No, well, no, it's not done because we still have next week. Who knows?
So that's I done to me. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, I'll bring everybody up to speed.
But we've gotten so much already. At the end of the day, why?
No, I got messaged by them. So let me bring everybody that's listening and watching up to speed first. There's a charity donation that I was asked to do, and a couple other people are asked to do it. And I said I brought it to the group, and I said let's try and split up this donation amongst us. I'm going to donate anyway, but let's try and split up this donation amongst us, and we're all gonna invest. We're not investing together, but we're investing with the donation timeline. Now the donation timeline is the middle of November, like the end of next week. I will split up the donation between all of us, and let's see if we can make the money from the market within that time. I think you would have given us what, 3 weeks? 3 weeks in which to make it. So it's a good bit of practice for a lot of people like the short term thing. That's not always what I'm on. That's I don't I do that now at will or when pushed, not by default, because time don't allow me to do it. However, I know people are interested in it. So I say it's a good thing, a group exercise for this month. So we're doing it as a group exercise, and different people picking different stocks for different reasons and making different plays. I mean, spoiler alert, I just tell you, like, I got message today, the money already full. Like, and people, I haven't done my donation yet. I know a couple of people well that haven't done their donation yet. And as in they've made the money for the donation plus more, but then just don't cash it out yet. Or some people just cash it out and send it today. So I love that. Like, it's impressive to me, and it's not the gross subscribers group is not a subscribers group of industry professionals and finance
They
people.
just
It is
regular people. It's just
regular,
I don't work in finance.
regular
I take my money serious
people.
and I
Yeah,
take the
man.
market serious, bro.
Nowadays there
That
are
is a
some
big
finance
deal to
people
me.
in there now, but
Yeah, man. But the thing to me is that it's not like we're the idea wasn't we gonna get up and thing there and just donate the money. That wasn't the ask. It was, yo, we don't want. It's just make the money now to do it. Think about that.
yep.
We don't have the money, but I don't. If I give away the money, then I don't have that money anymore. If I make money on top of the money I have in my hand, then I'll give away the money I make. And they did it. That's brother. Big deal, that brother.
Massive deal. Massive deal. Because
It's individual. It wasn't a plan. It wasn't okay. We're doing this. It was the thing. It was a challenge of everybody find something to do, and then when they make the money, we talk about it.
exactly. And I know what people think. And the other girl subscribers watching, and they know I'm very careful not to say what I'm doing.
Oh
Because
yeah,
also,
I
yeah,
haven't.
people think, oh yeah, but it's easy. Randy picks up and I say it, or then I picks up and I say it, and everybody follow. No. So I don't say what I'm doing because I know that it. And the point is not like the point of the group is not just to say what stocks are hot and we'll do it.
The joke is that doesn't happen at all.
At all.
I mean, it will. The stock will come up because the conversation happens. If when people ask me about the group, and I think I disappoint some people when I tell them that it's not Randy and I in there talking and telling you to buy the stock. That it's yo. You want to learn the market. You want somebody. You want the constant feedback from a group of people that actually looking at the market of the year. Then that's what you're there for. If you want to learn this thing, be here. If you want to get the advice or whatever, you're not going to get it there at all.
Yeah, man. You're going to get the advice on how to do what we do. Like
and you get the correction you want, you get the
Yeah.
feedback where you want, you get our thoughts on the thing there. And I think after it will be a stressful process of what I went through because
Stressful.
you can ask Randy a question. Randy now get up and tell you say, you're right. Randy now get up and tell you say, oh yeah, this is the right thing to do. He's going to ask you, why are you doing that? And I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to disagree with you. And I'm going I think you probably feel a bit of shell shock every time you agree you agree with somebody and then tell them, but I could be wrong, brother. You know how much I know how much somebody wants an agreement, and then I agree still, but I could be wrong. I even show examples of where you were wrong about the same kind of thing.
That's not true. Then I've heard it. I've had it on good.
Oh yeah, you've never been wrong.
I'm
Jesus,
never wrong.
it's supposed to be
never
hard.
Wrong. I'm never.
So it must be hard to correct. It must be hard to talk about where you're wrong when you have never been. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, but the reality is, and it's not for everybody because what did I say?
Oh yeah. That's the next thing. I think people want me to tell them it's for them. In fact, a friend of mine, she know what she listen to. She know what I said. She was asking me if it's for her, but she ended up joining the group or whatever. And she was asking me if it's for her. And my response was, well, if you want to learn this thing, yeah. But if you're going to take a passive approach, it's not gonna be for you. And I think she really wanted to hear yes or no, go do it.
Yeah, which is what people often want to hear, even when talking about the market. But like yes or no, don't go. So like Ryan,
my was you put in work.
Yeah,
you're going to be there, put in the work.
Which stock you buy, right? But just like with in the group when we're talking, and Ryan is in the group. It's just we're talking now, but just like the people in the group know, part of or maybe some of them are realizing part of why I don't say whether or not you're right or wrong, or you should do something or shouldn't do something, is not just because I'd like to remain not meeting cartel in prison. It's also because I might not know. I don't know if it's the right thing for you. No, if you lay
Hard pill to
something
swallow,
out,
bro. Hard pill to swallow.
yeah, man. The reality that this is the game we're playing. I don't actually know. I'm very good at making really educated guesses, and because my personality, I act like it's not an educated guess, so it look like it's just a horrible
Magic.
thing. Yeah, magic. But like one of the sharp people in the group pointed out a couple months back. We're talking about something, and I was talking about something I do, and they said, "But Randy, this is a job." And I say, yeah, it kind of is. It's just that it pays really, really well. Really,
That
really
was
well.
a moment for me, you know.
Yeah, that
Because in
it's
my
a
head, I was
job.
like, just now?
Yeah. But everybody gets there in their own
Everybody
time.
gets, yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, it's a job.
it's a job. It's a job. And if you get it right, the payoff is amazing.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
and what I love about it is how the people, boy, I don't know, the grower people, that is the real grower ad.
But the funny thing, the person who
Ryan,
said it is also has been treating like a job based on what I've seen her doing this
Yeah, this
whole
sound
time.
like a really long ad. I'm sold. I'm just asking where I find the link to greater detail.
I know the sales pitch wicked, but
the sales pitch is great, but Ryan, here's another extra. Let me put some gravy on top of it. The thing that you're saying, things like what you say, are what really let me know that I'm doing a good thing, because you spoke about your 18% as if it was small. I say not big,
oh
it's
yeah.
18%.
Uh-huh.
It's just that everybody else in finance knows how hard 18% is. There are unit trusts on the market that have never made 18% from their existence till today. They have never made 18% in any year of their existence.
It's crazy.
And here is somebody. Ryan, are you in finance?
No.
You do maths and
I guess.
everything there?
No,
Yeah,
it's
architect.
the basic maths from CSEC, nothing too tough.
Yep.
Oh yeah. For some people, CSEC tough. For me, CSEC was tough.
I mean, I still use my calculator for like a simple addition, so I'm not a maths whiz at all.
Yeah,
So
me
Why I
too,
do that
me
all the
too.
time.
Yeah, and Dana is a Matsu, so yeah. But the fact that you think of 18% as small to me is great, and the fact that you think about it also, you came out of JFP based on principles you learned, and you exited before a loss.
yeah, because I'm looking at it now and I'm like, damn. Because as I said, I didn't have
I'm not
a
looking at
clear
the same
goal.
job.
I didn't have a
I'm looking
clear
at the same
goal,
damn.
so
Yeah.
I'm saying that maybe the time that I would have exited it, I would have made, I guess, less of a profit. I don't think it wouldn't have been a loss, but it wouldn't have been a quote unquote educated guess as to an appropriate time to exit the stock. And again, based on my goal, new as it was.
But the thing I'm looking at, I think it's a bit poetic. Ryan making money on JFP.
Yeah, because you said that. No, I can't say what I was going to say before. So it is an impressive thing, Ryan. And for you and anybody else, you go to everymickle.com/store. Go to the sign up for the group is there now. I will tell people that it is a limited thing, and I think there may be. I want to say there may be 10 slots left.
I'm there
Because
now, it's a store with
Man, so I know what is, brother.
yeah, because we don't tell some source. I'm like, I want to check it out in greater detail. So like, which one of I'm seeing 4
the
options.
Grow Grad subscription is a thing that you want to get, and it comes with a bunch of perks, including bigger discounts to Danai, bigger discounts to My Money JA, and in the space it comes with there's an entire session that happens every month that's just for subscribers.
We get
There's a lot of stuff.
the up to them thing there.
Yeah, actually, yes, they also get perks like testing stuff early. So they have been testing the My Money JA app. And the My Money JA app, I can tell you, I'm proud of it. It have high standards, and it just reach the point where I'm like, yeah, this is the
Yeah,
one.
I've seen a few screenshots floating around, and it looks really intuitive. So
Yeah, boy, you know
If
what?
it's
There
what.
hasn't been any real sharing of it
A legit
in
3 screenshots can come from one hand. So
yeah,
that's from the little I've seen. It does look, really good.
yeah, boy. Let me not oversell it. People will see it. Coming very, very soon. And coming very, very soon to the paid subscribers on My Money JA. Very, very soon to them actually. So once you're a paid subscriber on My Money JA, you'll soon get to test it. But for now, it's just the grower guys that have been testing it. And yeah, I don't want to oversell it. It's just it just start reach somewhere that I like. But yeah, lots of stuff there. But anyway, let me jump out of that and go back to the market. So you said that you you have gone or you're considering going into another stock.
I have already gone to another stock with the profits made from the sale of JFP.
Word. Which
Yeah.
stock?
I don't want to disclose it right now.
You say no, don't
Oh,
buy it.
Yeah.
that's a level.
Real one, they're too tough,
That's a level of that's a level of there's a level where you're in the market where you get there and there's a level when you're gonna pass that point where you start realizing
Yep.
like why wouldn't you want to say it? What's the
Mhm.
worst that could happen if you say it no?
um, I mean, why not? I've gone into.
No. I
No,
don't
no,
want
no.
you
We're
to
not saying
say
it's
No,
true.
hold on, no,
yeah.
Uh,
because
No,
hold
no,
on,
hold
hold on,
on.
hold on, hold on, hold
I
on.
want you to
Let me
actually answer the question I just asked. What's the
go.
worst that could happen
What's the
if you
worst?
say it no? Yeah. What's the fear that you have if you say it no? What could happen?
All right, so the worst that could happen is that come out at a loss. That'd be the worst.
Because
lost. Why?
people hear you talk about it.
I just go up the thing.
And I say
Yeah, no, it
word.
don't work like that.
And I say
Yeah.
word.
It doesn't, obviously.
I'm not saying read a
No, I'm
man
saying
from the market.
it's an irrational fear, and I'm willing to admit that. But
Yeah.
so as I was saying is that I was about to say which one, as well as
Hmm.
to my brief analysis that I did that sparked the decision to enter
Mhm.
the stock. Hold on.
Okay. Which stock was it?
All right, so the stock is Dolphin Cove.
Okay. Word.
Yeah,
Word. Let's hear
Yeah, but
it.
a lot of people upset with that stock,
Yeah. Dolphin Cove, 12th biggest stock on the junior market.
yeah.
and everybody had to make them late. Late.
Hold on.
Are they late though? Down
And
year to date.
I know what I mean when I say late. The
Hmm.
news are coming out now. It's been expected for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Let's
the
bring
news
it up.
that's coming out now?
The white name again. The what you call it now? The Mystic Mountain something.
Yeah.
And the sale that
That
they
they're
get
looking
back.
to buy it.
Yeah.
Uh and that's not even that's.
I know,
Let
but
me hear Ryan. Let me hear Ryan's point. Go on, talk, Ryan. Let me hear your point, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm trying to find when I did this analysis that I did was the 25th of October.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I basically, generally speaking, have this goal. Another friend of mine, two of us have this goal. Is basically is to do a little bit of research on all the listed companies.
Hmm.
Regardless of the level of interest, just to have a general knowledge of what every listed company does. So
Mhm.
even if it is not one that you might have an interest to invest in directly, but at least you know what the company does, and maybe
boy, it's
down
like
the
you have
road.
good friends with boss.
Yes. You're
Yeah, man.
definitely not in finance because it's always
Bro, and I've seen some things, boy.
I'm not paying attention. I don't know about that stock currently, yada yada yada. Yeah, it's always
One
that.
no, the thing is, one thing that I learned from one of the early brick talks is that majority of this whole investing thing has to do with a lot of reading. Like as you say, if you just sit down and say chop out 10-15 minutes a day and just do reading, like you're ahead of the game. So like that was one of the gems that I picked up on, and I've been trying to
Mhm.
implement. Just read, just a news tab, and
Hmm.
look at research here and there.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was going to briefly say why I decided on Dolphin
Dolphin
Cove.
Co.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, go through.
So not to reveal any other stuff from the grow workshop, but it was applying principles from that. And so, I looked at the company's financial statement, since its listing. This financial statement was, which one was this? It has the unaudited, the statements from 2021 and up to June 30, 2022. So I honestly don't understand all of the, terminologies and stuff. So I just picked out some key
If they
stuff.
understand the company than the terminology, then
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The terminology is less important. And well, depending on what you're looking at.
True.
Yeah, depending on
That's
what
what
Yeah.
you're
Google
looking
did
at.
it for.
Sometimes the legalese can be interesting to know.
Quite.
Mhm. So I guess what I noticed with the company is that during the, let's say, the winter season, I'd say it's from, say, the start of November to about late January or early February. I've noticed a trend where the value does increase, I'd say, fairly exponentially, maybe about, say, 90% thereabout.
Are we talking
And
share price here?
yes,
Okay.
and I'd say that is largely due to the fact that during that time there's an influx of tourists, from stakeholder countries and so to the island, and Dolphin Cove would be one of the attractions that they'd visit. So that, in a sense, positively impacts, like, their net profits and so. So during that 3-month period thereabout, the stock price tends to trend up. So my goal was, to say, okay, enter around late October, early November thereabout, to exit about that time.
Exit
To
time or price to exit for.
right now it's time. Yeah.
So you're playing a dangerous game then.
Dangerous one.
Dangerous game then. Yeah.
Thing there. You can't take one without the other. I said it earlier. Time matter, price matter. Because at the end of the day, you're counting your gains specifically based on the price. The time will have to do something with it based on, okay, you already mentioned why you're looking at the time. But then you enter somewhere, you exit somewhere. You have to know where you're exiting and then what that time specifically will do for your exit. So what you expect from the stock based on the time, you expect something, you expect a movement on the stock based on the time. Like you observe certain things happening around a certain time, right? But at the end of the day, you enter, so you have to know what you're there for, when you get it, what you're leaving for. In this time, I expect this level of movement. If it happened before, then why would you not take it? I mean, you cannot take it if it happens then. We have to find if actually answer that question. Why not take that price? You get me? So you have to see you have to go the whole line, no halfway.
Seriously. All right, cool.
There's no half measures.
Since you can't leave out one without the other.
Not at all. You don't invest our time, invest our money. So the money is way more important at the time, to be honest.
So for argument's sake, then say I hypothetically had like a 3-month timeline, and I also tied a set price to that. So I guess what I'm understanding what you're saying is that, say it is the target price has been met before, like say magically 2 weeks later, then I should just exit at that time because it
You
met
can.
the
I
goal of the
can tell you
price.
that I probably wouldn't exit at the same time. I know myself, and I often don't do that. You know what time I reach my target and just chill. Like I can't tell you how much time I reach my target and say, oh, cool, I can wait because of time. Yeah, that's normal. But then you have to take yourself real reasons. I'm not exiting now. Why? If I hit the price now, then give yourself a new price. If you think the reason you're not exiting now because you think you can go up some more, how much more you think you can go up? When you think you can go? When you think you reach that point? And try to be realistic with yourself around those points. And if it work, it work.
All right, so you're saying.
If you reach the price you thought it would hit in that 3 months, but it's 2 weeks, and you really look at it and say, boy, it's not gonna pass it, what to do? Or I reach my goal, I'm fine having the money in my hand now, so I got. But you have to answer the question.
All right, cool. Go back to the drawing board for the one year and tidy it out then.
Well, it's like you reach a price. So you have to ask yourself now, all right, do I sell now or do I hold for more? And how much more I'm holding for? Why it's going to happen? When it's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Say, and you bought in for 3 months, it hit 2 weeks. Why did this thing happen? Why did it early? And then you have to say to yourself, all right, in the same time I was going to, how much do I expect to get? Do I need to wait for it? Because it's like Christmas will come. You do this to get a Christmas gift
Mm-hmm.
for your
Mm-hmm.
mother. You can buy the gift now, or you can get some more money and buy more expensive gifts, or you want to get something. We have to figure out a lot there. So yeah, you have to do the rest now. It's the same process. End of the day, my goal is this. Cool, I hit the goal. Do I have a new goal now, or do I take the money and go on business and do the thing I wanted to do with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah. Because
No,
I'm
the
saying
bad.
the new.
Apologies if you're listening to us on YouTube or watching us on YouTube. I think the space just died. I think the entire space just died. So, 1 second while we sort that out.
There.
Dana, you hear me? Again, apologies if you're on YouTube. I know the sound just went. I think we actually just lost the space. Give me 2 minutes. I'll work it out.
Again,
Please.
apologies if you're on YouTube. I know the sound just went. I think we actually just lost the space. Give me 2 minutes. I'll work it out, please. Then All right, let me check one more time. Then are you hearing me?
All right. Boy, such man a fight, we know. You know, see it, man.
Yeah. You hear me fine?
Yeah, I'm hearing it clear.
All right, let me start off by saying that I am absolutely sorry to everybody who just had to go through that, and I rescind all my comments about the Illuminati earlier. I did not mean it. It was just a joke. I don't know anything about the Illuminati. I really did not mean it. And Elon, well, I will personally be buying a Tesla. And when the Tesla truck comes out, I would like to have one. I want to drive around in a rectangle, and yeah, I am or rhomboid or whatever it's supposed to be. Um, Apologies, apologies. I can't stop apologizing. I hope it works for the rest of the evening. I hope I don't even know what else to do. Sorry about that, Rad. If you could send back your speaker request, or anybody else who has anything they want to talk about, send a speaker request. I'm going to try and do less the whole space and just listen and hope everything work out perfectly fine. And apologies again. I really shouldn't say anything about the Illuminati. Ryan, you hear us?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
The pause that. All right, where we lost you last time? Where I lost you? I know chatting up a storm over here, bro. And then
I think you're pretty much clear up the stuff for
all
me
right,
still. Time
sounds
and
good.
price, so
Yeah,
I'm
man.
good for the rest of this video.
That's a very common thing, and I like that you've made some profit, and I like that you've
I make some more
avoided
part on top of it.
and you've avoided what could be a very painful situation.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to fall deep into the accidental profit place. Remember the point behind the investing. If you don't grow, so you know what I said the point behind investing is, and you know what I said the thing that should determine what you're going and where you come out, right? And it's definitely not time. Time is extremely important, and depending on how you're investing, time might make you have to come out or come in. But at the end of the day, we're not investing for time.
Not at all.
Yeah. So please remember that, because your money deserves you giving it the level of protective thought that it needs to have in order to work the way that you want it to work. You can get caught in a lot of things, and also sometimes it's when you have the goals clear,
Mhm.
a situation will happen and you are not anywhere nearly as bothered as somebody else. You're actually happy. Like, I'll tell you, like for JFP, I am I I could not hope more for a bad result. You made 18% off JFP. Yo, there are people out there who need insider trading to be able to make any money off these stocks. You making 18% and avoiding a loss is a great thing, and you should use that as a boost to go and make more money without needing that. So going ahead and being very, very careful about what you're looking at and having that goal set out can help you there, because what will happen is you'll see a bad situation and you're ecstatic. You're happy because, yo, I'm getting some for cheaper. Think of it like the reverse of earlier. Earlier when you were saying that earlier you were saying that you didn't want to set a stop because suppose it go down, right?
Yeah.
I saw JP result and I thought, yes, because I wasn't sure if they were going to have a loss or lower profit this
Yeah,
quarter. I
it
was
was
not.
this quarter. Let me answer the full thing. Go through. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I touched it. This quarter could have been very big. This quarter could have been very good, and if I had it my way, if I had it my way, they would have had a loss this quarter. Not even lower profit. They'd have had a loss this quarter. And I wouldn't have had an issue. I'd be happy. I would have had an issue for my short term play because being greedy, just like Dan I was telling you about, I did not exit my short term play when I should have because complacency can set in sometimes when you get it. And what then I touch on it, but never really say it fully. The thing I should have said is when you're good at the market, when you're good at predicting things, chances are you're going for a 10%, a 20% gain, but you get 60% or you get 40 or 50%. And that's where you're like, well, you have another consideration to make, including the option of should I sell?
Mhm.
And you probably just don't sell because you don't need to. The complacency that comes from being good, but you don't
Oh,
develop that bad
shush.
habit. And
Yeah, I'm not have that.
what
Yo, trust me,
you,
right? I'm looking at. I'm up. Trust me. Yes, that thing Randy does say. Like, I have some stock right now. I'm looking at them and I'm in so much profit on them, but it's good.
Mm.
and it's
And I know there's more to come. So me chill and wait for it. And I see some drops. That's it. I can talk about it already. Like SOS. You think I never see it at 20? I think I couldn't say it at 20. In fact, I went in there for the 20.
Mm.
Got it. I'm just a chill. And then now the things that next step I'm looking at, I'm fine taking the fall from the 20 to the 16 and the 15. Because then I can probably buy some more. And then talking about the capital raise things that I've been looking at for all this year from them. And then next year's whole Nike stock split on top of that. And there's a rumor stock split, and then now them said maybe, hey, why not?
So in that scenario, you get more after that in the $16 range. Is that the case where you now would chart a different price point for your goal in that situation?
No, my goal isn't the stock. My goal is my
Mm.
goal. My goal is my money. But I'm in
Mm.
the stock. I got to my goal already from the thing there. From I put money in the stock, and the stock helped me get to my goal. But
Mhm.
the threshold for my goal was less than thing there. So when I went in SOS I'm looking at my average price at 13.90. Because I bought it at 12, I bought it at 11, and I bought it higher than that sometime too.
Mhm.
But average out 13.90. I saw it at 17. That was my target for it.
Okay.
But I said, boy, when I reach 17, I know it's 20 coming. So I said, cool. But I said to myself, I can sell at 20 because I know that other people look at 20 a certain way. From me start near 20, if I look at 20 again, I know it's 19. Cool, I already my goal. I probably say at 90 because 20 look away. Because people and them ideas around prices. Right? But
Mhm.
then now I see all these things that I think will be better for it. My goal don't meet long time.
20% gone, but the greed set in, boy. The greed set
Yeah.
in. Yeah,
And I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and the greed. I understand the greed,
Mm-hmm.
but it's when you feel greedy, and then the thing you're in can justify that greed. When you feel the greed and you say, I can get more out of this, and you realize, you look at it certain ways and you realize you can actually get more out of it, then definitely. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna stay. I mean, I'm staying, and I'm staying past the point it's falling again. I see today, I see Phil come talk about the news and maybe somebody sell and the trading thing. I'm fine. I'll buy more on my time. And my time is now.
Yeah.
I see the price I can get it and I'm happy with it. I can still buy more because things are coming later. I can wait for them. And then what's the worst case scenario? I sell now and then I'm in the profit I wanted anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Check him in a quarter when it dropped back down to 60 to 12.
12.
And he was say, boy, I know me should have come out today. It's not like him don't know. That's the
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
downside. That's the
Yeah.
downside of it. And you learn that lesson and you pay that price all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
the way it is much better to have the $10 in profit than the boy me know me should have come out when I was $400 in profit
Mm-hmm.
and end up having to come out at a loss. Is but yeah, a bird in the hand is worth two in the market. Yeah, yeah, it's a real strong argument for taking your gains once you've actually achieved them. But the reality is most people don't go in with a goal, so them don't know. And you know them don't really have a goal because of how easily they don't actually exit when they get to the goal. Yeah. And I know that that's a real thing because just like Danai, same thing happened to me all the time. The greed sets in. And I don't have a problem with the greed.
I
Meaning,
do not.
yeah,
Let's make sure it's sensible for you. Let's make sure
make
it's
sure it's not
make sure it's
blind
not greed
greed.
alone taking it. Don't make the greed be, oh cool, I want this, and then I don't have any real reason. I just
There's
want more.
some sensible greed.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
don't,
Feel greedy and say, this can really do this thing, and give yourself actual reasons why. You might even want to give yourself reasons why it wouldn't.
yeah, man. The
You
blind
always
greed.
want to give yourself reasons why it wouldn't. Trust me. Your things work out much better when you cover your bases like that.
Yeah. The blind greed is a thing that don't make sense for you. Trust me. Blind greed, you don't want. The blind greed is what lead you astray. And the blind greed sound like, well, it carry me go 60% so quick, so maybe it can go 80. It got 80, so maybe it can
Well,
go
I
100.
saw what thing they did, and it can give me some more. I can't tell how often I hear that.
Yeah.
The stock is good for the future because of what it did for in the past. Yeah, man.
All right, well, gentlemen, as I say, respect for additional insight. So go back and tidy up some things,
Big up.
So
Before you cut our hand, since we are talking about APOs, you ever buy one?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay. Well, you've done gross, so you've heard me
I don't
speak
think I
about
will
them.
be.
what if I told you I bought?
Congratulations, I guess.
Which APO did you buy?
I know about signals, but I made money, so I was fine with it.
You bought Barita?
I did.
Yeah, and that was profitable. Assuming that you exit at
Indeed.
the right time, that's profitable.
Indeed.
Yeah, but Barita put so much work into ensuring that you can tell that they know what they're doing. You can tell
Yeah,
that you can tell that they know the APO effect long before it's called anything like that. You can tell that they know the APO effect, um, and how to try and mitigate against it. Yeah.
Try me just now. So this did again. What's going on? Right.
Then I then I didn't apologize to Musk. Yeah, we're hearing you find that out. We're hearing you
It's
find
around
that
so I
out.
go well a styling dish.
Yeah,
Yeah. Definitely.
that's true. That's true. Musk is watching, Damn, he does have satellites running around the world. That's not a light
Indeed.
thing. Damn, a lot
Wait,
of
wait,
people.
remember what you remember what was said when he said he was going to do that?
What's that?
He was stupid for it too.
Of course.
Nothing can go so bro. That made no sense. A movie thing that it was probably stupid, man.
Yeah.
They say
You know,
nonsense go see. So Kirk and Musk are par,
you know, Chris Carr crew. The one funny thing that I think you know what, let me, I'm not saying up Bobo somewhere. Let me keep this sound going well. Guys, if you want to talk about any other stock or anything else at the market, send a speaker request. Any company result came out that looked good to you. Anything in APOs you'd like to talk about. Anything about rights issues. A bunch of people asked me about rights issues. I told them, come on and ask me them rights issue
Indeed.
questions. Yeah. I am certainly not looking to turn it into like a long lecture on rights issues or APOs. And we've spoken about APOs
Fox.
and rights issues on the show time and time again. So if people have any questions, it's a great time to ask or send a speaker request and we'll talk about it. But just on its own, I think I've made it clear. I think we've made it clear, and I think the market has supported us in showing how dangerous they are. So any company really coming with that APO, expect their share price to stagnate. KP REIT, we mentioned that at the start. KP REIT that we got that I some barbs were thrown at us from the KP REIT side, I think,
Yeah, man.
when they were doing their
Why?
APO.
Not even for the KP read side, so like people never gonna do it, just vex. But
Well, they should be vexed.
I hope they bought.
The fact that KP REIT is now at $7 today, and the
I never buy
APOs,
them shares. Yo,
and they're buying
hey,
their shares back as cheap as 655
it's a ghetto shot.
and 698. Yeah, man, it's rough. And they started the year at $9.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine you bought it at the start of the year at 970 odd, 970 at 870 odd?
Mm-hmm.
You're not seeing that share price again for a long, 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 long time, unless they do something magical or something sensible. There are things I think that can be done to mitigate it, but I
Mm-hmm.
also realize that I realize that the knowledge base in the space is can always do with some strengthening. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
has to do I can't believe I have to talk like a politician to her. Somebody will figure it out. Somebody will figure a couple of things out. Or yo, listen, cut the check. I'm willing to do it. I'm a good salesman. Not
Straight
I
up.
won't help you sell your APO. You know what? I will help you sell your APO.
Just
You
do it
cut the
right.
right you cut the right check. I will come on this thing and say, listen, everything I said before, wrong. I was lying. Right? But
Mm.
realistically also there are things that can be done. And the most important thing I think that should be done is that companies should take retail investors' needs into consideration when they're thinking about these
And they
things.
don't lose. They do not
There's
lose.
absolutely no reason to do an APO. There's no amount of money that you can raise with an APO that you can't raise with a rights issue.
Mm-hmm.
Literally none. There is no hiccup.
I,
I can't understand how that argument started. How did we manage to do rights issues for decades?
why I think it actually started very intelligently. The people that say no, they say no go so. But then the people that repeat it just never know that never get that part.
Leadership trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boss, you're right, no matter what
Boss,
I'm saying.
yeah. Boss said it can do.
And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna question it because boss is smart with a big degree.
Yeah. Yeah.
It thing though, it never get like give me a real reason. It's like when I hear it said, I said to myself, you're the guy selling it, right? You just need to be a better salesman. I know people can laugh about me and this chair and this wall a lot later. But this has been a fun episode.
Oh
But
my God.
yeah, man. The thing you're saying is, I can't sell this thing to people. It don't make sense. It really does not. Oh boy. I find it interesting that the conversation has reached. Boy, we skilling now, bro.
We do what?
Because you have a thing where we say something, people say no, and then them say it too.
Give it time.
Because selling off shares, selling off things is not a big conversation, and I love it. It's not a. You can't lose by being right, right? Unless you're too right. But
You can. You know what? You can be right, but you can also be early. You can be right and early.
mm-hmm.
And
The conversations in thing there, a lot of the investor space in there's a group where a lot of people, a lot of the investors are, and then the conversation this week was on thing there was selling off rights. How much times we said that we heard people say it cannot be done. There is no legal mechanism in Jamaica where one can sell their rights. I was said, bro.
you know what?
And then no, it's not the same person saying it, so I can't tell them that to that. But the fact that the conversation is there, but the person wasn't calling it or anything when they said it.
If I knew then
What you
what
don't
I
know.
knew now, I wouldn't say a thing. I'd give away
Free. And the truth is, yeah,
hundreds
that's the
of
next thing to know.
millions.
That's
I've
not the
given away
line.
hundreds of millions.
That's not the line we profit on.
Yeah,
It's never been. Like
yeah. So I'm not trying to give
APO, I know
away
APO,
as
the money
such.
dead on the market same way, right?
Yeah, man.
Keep your
Yeah,
APOs.
yeah, man.
Boy, I know Cape Reed alone I go short when this ready, when this thing done. Watch. JC said I'm gonna bring it.
Yeah. I don't know if he actually will. I hope Dr. Street Forest sticks to her promise and actually does it. But in the timeline she says that she'd do it. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll have 6 weeks left or 7 weeks left. But yeah, I'm not trying to. I think I've helped and I provide a lane to help enough people who want to know better and want to make money and want to understand it. And if you don't understand it, you understand some simple things. If you just trust, I don't want nobody to trust what I say. I want you to go and check to see if it's true. But
Mm-hmm.
if you just trust what I say, I can tell you how I handle my money. Here's my rule of thumb, stern rule of thumb when it comes to this thing. When I hear APO, I sell immediately. I'm not. If I'm in a stock, I own a company stock, and that company announce something like APO. If them announce it 9:30, 9:31,
I do
I'm
that.
selling immediately. Um, and it hasn't hurt me yet. It has not hurt me yet. It has protected me many a times. And there are a lot of people. I think about the people who put them hard-earned money into this over the last few months. Listen to the wrong thing and put them hard-earned money into this over the last. I think about the people whose pensions are in these stocks. Anybody within very
But
close to
this one
retirement,
specifically was a big conversation point. You know? Remember that, man?
the KP
Everybody
REIT,
was how good it is. Yeah, man. How good the APO will be. And it
and
was
when
surprising to me that we're here still. But then I'm not surprised when I hear Fosrich say we're doing an rights issue, not an APO. And I see people say, well, they say reason for it was not that. Let me
don't,
not bring up
hey,
that
hey,
guy.
hey,
Let
hey,
me not
hey,
bring up
hey,
that
hey,
guy.
hey, hey,
But
hey, hey,
like,
go ahead.
like there's no way this thing has a track record of losing money. And the guy says, I'm going to give you the thing as a track record of making money. And a man said, no, give me the lose money. Come on, buy in the lose money. That is crazy, bro. Like, that's on a line where you have literally never checked before. Like, you can't tell me you checked to see what the actual effect of the thing is. If people, you get more shares in an APO. That's not a good thing.
That is the problem.
And then there's as a comparison to I heard a comparison to an IPO or an APO.
Because it
APO,
sounds
you get
so
more shares.
similar. And you can sell the people on foolishness. You get more shares in an APO.
Yeah, you lose more money. I use my 10 grand going at the IPO to my 10 out of my 100 grand. I become 20. At worst, at worst, what, 21?
Yeah.
At best one, APO, it's
At worst, 18.
that's
Versus
madness.
years of stagnation.
Brother,
And these people hard earn money. This is why I can spend $8 with Musk thing because I don't put $8 into it. You big up Musk. Big up Twitter. Big up the Illuminati. Oh my God.
boy, somebody grandmother does hear that and I wonder they hate and
My
I
grandmother
return.
probably,
Big up the what?
my grandmother probably hear that. Grandma, I'm joking. It's a joke. I don't know anybody in the Illuminati.
Well, you can't go joke, you can't call it joke, you know, I guess what it is, man. Cut out the space again.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. There's one thing I wanted to talk to you about before we definitely. What was it? It was Fosrich. No, Fosrich hasn't given us the record date yet.
Yeah, kind of late on it, don't it? More than time.
Not really.
Not really. It's not okay. So sorry. I'm gonna tell the same thing I tell my clients. They're late based on what was said in an unofficial forum. They have not given us an actual timeline or this is what we're doing officially. It was just
Correct.
this is what we want to do in our forum and our interview. That's all I was giving. So well, next thing you know, somebody comes sending correction, you know that go.
Oh Lord.
I'm giving out trouble tonight.
You are. One of the girl subscribers asked about Proven's new shares. That's something that happened this week. Or Proven distributed those for how much was it? 42.3 million shares.
Yep. How you feel?
I in saying this, I remember that I did not want to talk about it. Because I didn't want to talk about it on here. You know me, I always wish the best for these. Contrary to popular belief, I always wish the best for these companies
I
and
mean,
these
you don't
stocks.
make money otherwise.
Exactly, not yet. And and I hope that Proven is going along the lines that I am hoping that they're going along. That these lines look like they're going along for me. Please don't just be that. Don't let this be the end of the whole thing. And the next thing should not be, yes, we're gonna try and strengthen the bank that we now own 100% of. Don't give me that
I'm coming out
rubbish.
Liam rubbish, bro.
Don't strengthen it through operations. Allow everybody else to help you strengthen it. And
Straight
please,
up. Straight up.
like please. This is also a sort of APO. This is what I call a secret APO, right? Where you distribute new shares, or not to the entire public, but to a smaller part of the public. That's an interesting version of the APO. We saw that with iCreate earlier this year with the shares to equity at discount.
You might see more. It's on getting more of that.
Based on the latest notice, a
Yeah.
notice
It's a
came
qualify
out.
for rights to try and get an APO.
Yeah. I noticed came out. We're gonna end this episode early before I keep giving more trouble.
The thing is, I a lot of people that makes in that situation. But
I think a lot of people don't know about it yet, but the people that I have
no,
seen that
not this situation, just generally. The old one,
the old rights issue.
the rest of the situation.
Well, we're still waiting on the record
Still
date for that
await.
too, right? Not the record date.
That's the thing, I think people. I know people, not we, but people still. I know people working on the thing there, on the record date still somehow. It gone already, people. The benefit from the rights. I may not say nothing. Left it so honestly. It's the record date is gone already. Now I know what I was going to say, so I did not. And it can come out. It will come out for it.
Okay. Well, what we do
it would not
know,
become. I know I wouldn't mean it that way, but I know what people will take it as. So
you know what people think what they want.
I know, but
What I will say
we
is
catch it
that
before some of the story out.
the record date has passed, so we are waiting on the actual
So
dates
the
of
thing that the date for opening and the price of the price issue.
the price. Yeah, so the director's circular is the
The
next.
circular, basically.
Yeah, the next thing that we are waiting for. And today we had this evening at just right before Brick Talk, we had this wonderful what is this notice of another EGM to be
Yeah.
held November 28th. Wait, don't you have to have 25 days, or is it 21 days notice
21.
before an EGM?
Yeah.
No, I think an EGM has
Any general meeting is 21 days. I think I believe, but
AGM, but I think the EGM can be
man,
shorter.
I think it's let me go check it. I think it's 21 days for any general meeting. The man might feel it. I know he looked at that very recently.
Yeah. I think you have a shorter time period when it comes to the EGM, man.
EGM? All right, well, I'm checking. I'm going to it.
I want to say it's 14 days, which then this would be perfectly fine. If it's anything longer than 14 days, then
Oh, to the 11th, no?
yeah.
I'm there. I noticed that one extraordinary. 14 days.
Yeah,
The
I
company
thought
requires
so.
that the document is sent shareholders at their current address arrive no later than 14 days.
Yeah,
Good
so it's
timing.
14 days. Yeah, it's 14 days. Yeah. Working from memory, so I got to remember that bad. An interesting document. Tyrone continues
Indeed.
to be I'd say probably the most interesting company on the exchange to me.
Mhm.
Still doing the most the most the most interesting things.
Mhm.
Uh it's a hell of a document. I'll get them that.
Quite. Indeed.
It's a hell of a document.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like this document reminds me of how TI speaks.
Ti.
Well, yeah. Or
Mm.
TI or LA Lewis. Who said
Uh,
Sabolius? No, Ti
so
does
it.
that thing where he uses big words. It's not really big words, but
Mhm.
big words. But who says Sabolius?
LA.
Yeah, but LA also talk a lot of rubbish.
Him again. Yeah.
Apologies to LA and the Queen, but the late Queen, but the
And the rest of the
TI,
family. Mhm.
yeah. So TI also talk rubbish too, but
See, I thought rubbish on topic, not necessarily. I don't think
yeah,
he.
on
I don't
topic,
think. I
yeah,
don't think he speaks rubbish in the content. I mean, he's not talking the topics he speaks about. Yeah, brother. What he say?
yeah,
What are you saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
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 but
yeah, yeah. So this
it's very
makes.
legal.
I want to read it again and again and again. I wanted to read it. I do have the chill session with the grad subscribers this weekend, so I'm sure we'll talk about it there, and I'll be able to talk about it.
People.
Yeah, in a deeper way. But as it is now, iCreate is still the most interesting company on the market to me.
Mm-hmm.
The early reactions I saw to this are also very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm picking my words very, very carefully. Anybody who knows me knows that because you know how much I hate the word interesting. It's such a non-word. It tells you next to nothing. It is an interesting thing, but we know the important thing is that we're assuming that if this goes through, it now brings visual vibe onto the market. When I say onto the market, I mean by via proxy because
Mm-hmm.
iCreate is
A listed
listed.
company owns it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be a subsidiary of a listed company, which is great. I'm assuming immediately that they're going to spin it off. Uh,
Okay, it's interesting. I think they have. I, hmm. I wonder how it will go down.
how they spin it off?
They no everything here. I wonder how it will go. I don't. I mean, yes, I do, but I think there's no more than one way they can think in terms of like timing because the debt can come a good while after the thing there. The thing they don't have to happen at the same time. So the share swap, how
Let's
much of
be,
the shares I'm getting with the swap. So they remember they put in the basically a security. You basically they're going to acquire a piece of the thing first and then buy the rest, and basically take a down payment kind of thing. And the share swap is that now. So imagine they're only buying 15% of it with the thing there. I don't think so. But that could be a part. It could so the timing of that could then be interesting. I hit a piece that don't hit the market at a certain time, you could do that. Man, no. But end of the day, I think they'll acquire it.
you know,
Almost given, right? Based on the document.
this document has done for me. It it's a reminder that I should know myself a whole lot less and actually understand a whole lot more about the market than I credit myself for. And you notice how all of them things are either hundreds of thousands of US dollars or hundreds of millions of Jamaican dollars.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are being paid to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to say things because the thing don't happen. So it there are ways. There are and have been other ways that this whole thing can be done. But I don't even want to say nothing because as you know, Dan, I have said things publicly that
But to
have been
me,
taken.
I'm looking
And
at this
hold
and
on,
mhm.
I want to respond. I want to say it, but even like everything I want to say about this thing is consultancy level work.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, the
I
thing
don't.
I want to say right now, me not to say it that way because I'm looking at this and Easy peasy, right? But why would we do it like this?
Speaky spokey like T.I., brother.
Think the way name I get. Go on. I don't care. I don't.
I do
I think
because
that's.
there's a lot of
That's my
relevance.
problem. That's why I'm holding back. Come you say, and yeah, I just don't want to give any problem from that. And there's no real problem. It's just feelings.
Yeah,
The
finance
thing
by
that
feelings.
me love it.
But it's a hell of it still remains the most interesting company on the market to me. Honestly.
Quite.
Honestly, the most interesting company on the market to me.
It's funny. A word like interesting shouldn't be. Not like the word interesting describes just by itself means it's not a non-word. Not that's right. It's not. If something is interesting, there's a lot to say about it. But if
Well,
you use interesting to say nothing about things.
true, but well, I mean it in the true sense of the word.
No, I know what you mean.
I can
I
hear
just
it being
find it.
said
Yeah.
and taken badly, but I don't mean it badly at all. It
Uh-huh.
literally is like, yo, it is bringing greater depth to the market because good or bad, we know how this market stay.
Yep.
It's not a very inventive market. I said 30 minutes ago that the general knowledge level of the space could do with some rise. What I mean is that they need to actually understand more of what's possible in finance and do more. This is part of the broadening and the deepening of the market.
Mm-hmm.
Good or bad, whatever the outcome of this, it has been done. And so the next step, as we've seen on the market, is that somebody else will come in with a faster horse. Somebody will do it again, and it will now not be it won't be a new thing. It'll be something that people are familiar with because they've seen the term. You know
See
how our market
before.
love terms. Them love terms. So
Bro.
like Tyrone just invented the term special purpose vehicle knowing it,
No.
brother. I get rinsed.
It's funny because the joke to me is how often we've seen that word on the market. And then
Yeah.
no, but those people's response to it make me know say, yo, time now.
Yeah,
Buzz it.
it's going to be, yeah, so
And press the
stuff
buzz
like
button.
that. Yeah. Swap
Press the
pots.
buzzer.
Yeah, sale by swap. Amazing
Boy, I
thing.
know
So
say you're
far,
feel that in boss.
yeah, yeah, lots of, you know what else? Think about it. Up until this point, the most interesting things I can think off the top of my head that we've seen in the market are, to me, the JBG shareholder trust,
Yes.
MJE.
Still.
This document, to
I
me,
learned a lot from MJE.
this document is somebody deliberately trying to sound complicated, but it's not a complicated thing. But it's
At all.
if you want to obfuscate and sound complicated, you do it this way. The
And
MJE document. If you don't know anything about finance, the MJE document and the MJE IPO and
yes,
this prospectus, sorry,
sound the same.
sound the same. But if you actually know the market,
No.
understand business, the MJE
Worlds.
spin-off was probably the most interesting thing. The shareholder trust from JBG is also interesting. And probably this, nothing else. I mean,
Separate.
separate APO. Technically, separate with the first APO, but it wasn't not the APO to come. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
not whatever is gonna happen in the future.
Mm-hmm.
APO, all right, is right. The separate the first one that they did for Facey. That I
mm-hmm.
respected that. I respected that a lot. The
Payback.
MJE
Mm-hmm.
document, how the whole separate thing
The
happened.
dividends of the shares of another company as dividends.
Yes, and because to this day the people don't nor talk about that, the implications of it because it had nothing to do with separate.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I saw a nice line in the separate thing there. I've been bouncing around in my head.
What's that?
They mentioned that they're not in food only. We're in food and pharmaceutical healthcare.
Separate said that?
Yeah. In recent thing on the last thing coming out around the AS Biden thing.
But
That's
doesn't Bryden have a pharmaceutical line?
exactly, yes. And they were big. Then they Bryden just bought another distribution company from Musk Group, and then I'm looking at Canopy sitting very nicely in the middle as a health insurance company.
Canopy has had extremely strong growth recently. You know that?
Yeah.
Strong balance sheet. Strong balance sheet. Um, what else? I mean, we're coming from a market where the most interesting thing used to be the dividend in specie.
Yes. Dividend speech was a big deal. And that was MJE.
Going back further, I think more interesting way back in the day when Mayberry did the it's always Mayberry.
Always Mayberry, bro.
way back in the day when CCMB used to be interesting-ish before them did before they became JMMB. The 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 time when Mayberry tried to do the second buyout offer when Salada, that's way back in the day, yeah. That was probably interesting. The market I feel was more interesting, but then I was a lot younger then too, so everything would have
I've
been
always
more
found that
interesting to me.
funny,
It hasn't happened since. I can't
Mm.
wait for it to happen again, but it hasn't
No,
happened
the
since.
thing I find funny is Mayberry pushes the boundaries and they do it in a way so often where it's not an abnormal thing. It's a thing that should often be done. But then the conversation around it often people often try to make this thing like doing a bad thing. I'm sure there's a lot of things they make it sound like Mayberry was doing like why them doing that. Them
Well,
wicked or them. I'm sure that was a part of the conversation then.
that's often said. I mean, I was said time and time again. Don't you hear it with access? Also said the
Uh-huh.
same way. It's usually said by people who don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
But it's typical. You fear what you don't understand.
Mm-hmm. MJE. MJE was a do not buy company.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
I know you remember that.
Oh God, oh God. It's my first do not buy company I bought. JFTV in the second. um, but yeah, it was just them being interesting for a long time, and I was in terms of looking forward, in terms of interest, what I gave a tidbit on the last Brick Talk, but only for the people who weren't on YouTube. So only for the people who are in the space are listening to the podcast, and the podcast hasn't come out yet. It'll probably come out tomorrow or later this week of that episode. And I don't want to say it now because we're still on YouTube, but that other company I thought would have been interesting, and it's because I'm assuming Mayberry impact there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mayberry's reorganization, it's still always Mayberry. Mayberry's reorganization, what I see as a possibility is there. SVL, what I see as a possibility is there, but again, that still just comes right back to Mayberry.
Look on the SVL buyout. Boy,
Yeah.
Mayberry on a trunk still gonna get it. On a deal with all the idiot foolishness. Just for giving people better.
Yeah.
Imagine. I'm helping you. But people not gonna take it that way.
Tyrone probably feels that way, right?
Oh, yes.
I'm sure with the reaction to this, at least the early reaction I've seen to this, it's going to be the same thing because people didn't seem very pleased. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, just the same thing. I mean, I can't knock him. It's good, bad, or ugly. It's always going to be interesting.
Talk straight. There's something about this I like.
Because it brings more depth to the thing, right?
And it's a strong dose of reality. I saw what was happening in a certain situation with where the share price was, where this is the thing I probably didn't want to say. It's okay. We expected a $2. No, I'm fine saying it. We expected a $2 rights issue. That's the thing I didn't want to say.
That can be said. Tyrone hinted that he pushed that.
I know that's what I never want to say. But yeah, cool. He hinted in an article. He will post article and hint whatever. So you go. This you. But end of the day, no, it's reality. My price is $2. My expected price on the rights issue is $2. Then that rights issue does look very unattractive to the market, right?
Well, right now it would because the share price is.
Let me do something else
$2.
That takes the reality of the situation and I reel up that. I'm gonna be flexible because you can't get up and tell me say you thought the rights issue would not gonna make sense anymore, but they must still go and do it in the way they must. Why do the thing that you I see people upset after they were the ones saying the thing that you were looking at before is going to fail. So you actually believe that the thing will work out. And we vex now that amends are made to fit that situation. And that don't make sense to me. You can't vex two ways. Like it's either if you vex with one thing and you say, boy, this stupid and the rights issue don't make sense, whatever, at $2. Cool. So I did not fix that. Why would you not find a situation where the thing makes sense, but everything works out in a different way? If you really believe that, why do you make it? Why do you want to go forward and do a thing that you think is gonna fail?
But you're speaking as if the rights issue is no longer on.
Oh, I'm not. I am not. That's the real thing I didn't want to say. Because no, that $2 price and that $1 price. I remember somebody asking, "Are we gonna drop the rights issue price? Is it gonna change?" And that was the issue moment.
Which I thought was disappointing and
Me too.
unfortunate because
Yeah, I know my mouth. You say
people
it.
are coming up with this shouldn't that's
Yeah, it is what it is.
it's an expected question, and
Mm-hmm.
this is I thought I'm happy about it.
Yep.
I'm happy because good, bad, or ugly it will always be interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
this deepens the market. I think, however, about the longer term view because I mean, little finance nerds like us who might like the idea of the numbers. Apologies
Mm-hmm.
to the finance nerds. I know that I'm not part of the crew, but it's an easy term to say. Um, but we might find
Okay,
it
I'm
interesting.
sorry. Profitable finance nerds. I'm sorry, guys.
Deny.
I mean, profit is a bad word, so we can apply it to ourselves.
um, the I don't know what the hell I say. It is extremely interesting. That's what I'll say. It is extremely, truly interesting in the true meaning of the word, and I'm happy that it's happening. And
Mm-hmm.
what I want is, I want people to look at it, and I know what the industry is gonna do. I hope that you do it. Please, this is not the time to avoid it. Pay attention to it and do your usual thing. Follow fashion. You
Say
won't do
straight
it
up.
quite. You won't do it quite in the same way, but you're
We'll get
going to do
more.
things
Yeah,
like this. You're going to
we
do
get more
things like this.
diverse.
Yeah, man.
More things can happen
This
across the board because one of those find out about this thing. You
this
know
is
the worst
bringing
part too?
what's that?
They'll never credit Tyrone.
Of course not. Of course not. They don't do things like that.
No money.
They
Them
don't.
they pretend it's new and then just build it. It's the first transaction of this type. Watch that style. Yeah. I hope him say it. Say it
I,
first.
I don't think he can say because
It's
I don't think
not.
it's
I
a.
know, but that's it.
Yeah,
Hey, almost time I see Randy. Almost time I see them. Almost time I see them say that though.
that's true. Because people don't really
Yeah.
know.
They can't come tell me so me can't say no.
That's true. Face it. This
I do it to them bad. Every time we talk about me, I'm gonna make sure me say it. I'm going to point out that hey, this is not the first one. Do it to
face it,
them bad.
Davis. Isn't
I
this
know.
pretty much what happened with
Yeah,
Facey?
straight up.
Yeah.
And many things that prove just do them thing that too. People shares by the thing, by the rest of the thing. Not the first at all. But who just
But
said somebody just said this is the first. I just saw it today and I was laughing at it to myself. I always said it. I forgot.
that is the first.
So somebody claimed the first on something in a news article I was reading today, like before the show. Somebody claimed being the first to do something on something that's definitely not like that. It was
Is it the
definitely not the
first?
first.
That first SPV article around MFS. The
No man.
first. What do you
You
call
see
it?
that? It's first SPAC.
First SPAC. Yeah.
It wasn't even that. But again, how much time now? How much first we get? First I'll mean something different at this point.
Yeah, big up Tyrone
Straight up.
yeah, you're bringing that depth to the market that the market has needed. So big up,
Need.
yeah, the market has needed for a long time. Um, and look, a couple of people are getting, well, hopefully getting rich with it. Some of these names ring bells for me. Down to $5 million to really put this together, boy. Peace. Really, peace. I wonder who's going to explain this to people in plain terms. I even don't even want to talk about that the girl group in girl because I know that there's leak from that, right? And somebody tells somebody who tells somebody tells somebody, and two
Uh,
twos you hear that you hear it in the newspaper. You see it in the newspaper,
mm-hmm.
and I am interested in seeing how long before the market figures this out on their
Mm-hmm.
own without my input or without anybody external to this company's input. I'm external to I don't know what I'm not part of the decision or anything like that. I'm just looking on like everybody else. I'm wondering how long before people figure it out.
Me too, but you know what I hate about that?
What's that?
How much time I leave it to the how often I leave it to the company and then you hear something with us sound fluffish and are not really going really like that. It just sound convenient from the angle there. So
Well, that's going to happen because the company is always going to say it in the best light for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like APO.
Exactly.
But I'm waiting to see how long before anybody else really figures it out on their own. When do you think them getting the rights issue?
I've wondered. So that's the funny part to me, you know. Why I say me just tell some I don't want to talk about right to come. Me not gonna nice to say about.
Yeah.
Bro, where's my rights issue? What are people qualified for? Because the idea was to qualify for the rights issue by this thing, right? No, it's not like we're buying this thing without the rights issue. So okay, why the rights issue disappear from the conversation?
Right. The purchase of
Why we can't hear the thing there, or even just an update on what's going on there? People definitely want to hear about that.
the purchase of Visual Vibe is not a capital market transaction.
Straight up. So what's the rights issue for?
I don't know. I just wanted to
We
bring it
already
back to
qualified,
that
right?
20.
I
I just
approve that
wanted to
thing.
bring it back. I just wanted to bring it back to that
I know,
2019
man.
JMMB. Just that
I know
was.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I know you know. I, I am really happy that this is happening on the market. God no.
But they're afraid.
The market needs this level of depth. And the people are going to be angry, people are going to be scared of it. The counter to knowledge will help you with that fear. I'm not saying whether it's a good or a bad thing. I'm not even saying whether it will or won't work. I think there's a certain level that it will have to work because it's just baked in. But will it work overall? And I think the retail investors are truly confused, and I think you don't want to have the retail completely confused. And when the retail is confused, they react in fear and anger. Anger is often a secondary response, and that might happen. What I will say also is I find that the language weird. I'm not talking the deliberate speaky spokey rubbish. I mean things like the company approves the company. And you were pointing that out also, Danai. The
Well,
company
again?
hereby approves the acceptance by the
Oh
company.
yeah, all the company approve the company do. What that work?
I can think
The
of some.
wording.
I can think of ways in which the wording might need to be like that, but I don't unnecessary. The things I'm thinking of where you need to do that, I think is unnecessary. So it might. I don't know. I watch with bated breath.
Indeed.
The market needs it. And as usual, we're asking people send a speaking request if you have any questions or anything you'd like to talk about. I was going for a while now, so I don't mind if we all send early. Nobody sent a speaking request, but I know I need to wait a couple of seconds for people to hear that message and decide whether or not they want to send something. Why you know me that ask? If you're thinking that, you should probably ask it or
Probably
tell us
ask.
about it. You should probably ask it. It's a good night also to get some good feedback on this or any other stock, any other thing on the market. Uh, while I wait for you guys to decide if you want that, I look at some results that came out. We'll look at them together because the first I'm seeing it. So like here, and by the way, Dana, you check. I don't know if my space is working, so people may be sending a request and I just not seeing it. Cause that happened to me twice before. And then when it refreshed, I saw the request, but then they're gone. Um, in the meantime, I look on Wigton, which I haven't seen before. Wow, net profit on the quarter up on the 6 months also. I thought these guys were supposed to be dead because of farm, the first farm, the one that is supposed to mash up
Into the
immediately.
farm to end our farms.
Yeah, the first one that's supposed to be dead immediately.
Mhm.
All right, I see one person sent a speaking request, but he's Pakistani, and I've got to keep it to this region. I'm so sorry. Uh, so I am not gonna approve that one. But if you're in this region, Jamaica, the Caribbean, even if you're not in that region, but you are Jamaican, I'm not trying to hear Indian troll this week.
The
Uh,
last time we had that was not nice at all.
it was not nice at all, at all, at all. Wigton.
I saw people liking the results there. I'm actually check it.
Because their profit was up. They're not dying like people expected them to.
Or the car thing
Um,
will go. Not go yet, but
not yet, not yet, not yet,
we
not
can
yet,
definitely going.
not yet. Yeah. And people expect them to shut down. I don't think people understand. I know people don't understand the reality of Wigton and what they actually do for business. Like,
Oh,
why would?
definitely. I mean, think of how much week on conversations we had on this, and just never really matters.
I remember somebody told me that Wigton is a real. It's weak because really and truly they only have one customer,
Yeah, yeah.
and that person handles other people's. Uh, if you want great advisory service, you should check out
BeHallAdvisor.com.
behalladvisor.com. Yeah, man.
Straight up.
Yeah, you at least know what he's talking about. Mr. Imran from Pakistan, I am not gonna be approving, so you can stop trying, sir. Or ma'am. Women can be trolls too.
We only know of male. That's a male name.
That is true.
But it's funny because I really want to say what I really hoping and want Imran saying something.
Well, I
That's
guess we'll
something.
never know, but I did
But it's straight
approve
up.
Minx that Brinks. I love that name. Minx that Brinks. What's up, Minka?
Good night, everyone. It's Shaminka Randy, by the way.
Oh, go on,
Shaminka.
big boss.
Oh, what's up?
I am all right. I'm trying to kind of dissect creates notice,
Mm-hmm.
especially the SVP, the special
Ah,
vehicle thing really threw me off. That and just now. When in the notice, so I'm gonna open back up the notice.
Okay. Is that your smoke detector?
If
I
what?
mean,
Oh, I heard a beep a while ago.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so in part 5, when it says any preemption or existing shareholders
oh,
of the company may be entitled, howsoever arising, be and are hereby disapplied.
Yeah.
That line kind of stood out to me. So if they were gonna do a rights issue, then any of the rights that I would have had, that I would have issue, I wouldn't get.
yeah. Let me tell you what's interesting to me here specifically. All right, so what I like about that line, not much by the way. Where is it? Do I have it open? Yes.
Yeah, on
5.
5. Yeah.
And it says, for the purpose of the implementation of the exchange shares and the obtaining and or securing for convertible debt financing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's specifically for this thing,
Right.
right? So the preemption is removed for this, just for this thing to happen. I don't know that they need to. I don't know that they need to remove the preemptive rights for this.
They
But
do
the
not.
idea, I know, but end of the day, it's only being removed for this purpose. So it's not like it's not like an open line where after outside of this thing we think that it's approved for preemptive rights. But this is a weird line because we've already
There's
qualified
a
for rights.
lot of things weird about this notice.
Oh,
Well,
trust.
weird for me because I feel like my understanding of this notice is very elementary. Like I had to go and
Well, I think
Google
that's the point.
a lot of things. Like just in part one, where it says set aside, rescinded, and deemed set aside and rescinded. I'm like, bro, what are you even trying to get across?
Ah,
Go to the EGM and ask. I'm sure.
straight
I'm
up.
sure this EGM will be very wonderful. I'm sure the usuals will. I'm sure will be. What was the thing? Streamed. Um,
Streamed.
as to
But
whether or not the right kind of questions will be asked there. It depends on who is it. But I think last time it was what? It was the LGI people. So
I think so. Mm.
so you can be sure that you'll have at least a chance to ask the EGM. So
Ask
there
it
must be a chance to ask the board questions.
straight up.
So make sure that you ask the questions that you have. Um, yeah, I encourage you if you're a shareholder and you care about this or you're a prospective shareholder, attend the EGM.
Hmm.
I feel like after this notice, depending how the retail market behaves, I might want to be a prospective shareholder.
A prospective shareholder or an actual shareholder, which one?
When I when I have a better understanding of what this notice is saying, maybe by then it might be too late. So
Or
I
maybe
mean,
everybody
it's
thinking the same thing you are.
yeah. I mean, it's never too late, right?
okay, another elementary question, right? Convertible debt converting their debt to shares to give to the person that they are borrowing money from.
Say that again. Sorry.
I'm just
Repeat
trying to
that.
understand what convertible debt financing means.
That the debt. It sounds to me like the debt is gonna convert. Yeah, and it's from the company. The company only has shares to convert, so it sounds like the debt is gonna convert into more shares. And the fact that the preemptive rights are being removed, specifically speaking to the exchange of shares, then that
Hmm.
then sounds like further dilution to the tune of I mean the numbers are laid out there for you, so
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
you can multiply the numbers by the amount. You can work out the amount of shares and then
It's
compare it to the
$1 per share.
2 million US.
Hmm.
How much is the USD to JMD rate now?
155 or so.
Or around that?
So is
We'll
it
go
that
one.
they can the money that they owe to them that they borrow, the money that they borrow, they converted it to shares. That is convertible debt financing.
You want to speak to the board of the company? I can't answer it for you.
Trust, like,
But
the money don't, not even borrow yet.
yeah,
Okay.
but generally speaking, if I have a company and you lend my company $1 million
Trust me, I agree.
and I convert that, then I have a debt of a
Yeah,
million
this
for you.
is it's
Yeah.
complicated.
But Randy, I will
Ah,
go on to Guess what?
I don't know if it's complicated, but yeah.
Um, I'm looking at it to Randy. The 2 million US dollar.
Hmm.
That's for the that's for the shares issued to the SPV. The convertible
Hmm.
debt not coming out of it. That's convertible. The 2 million US dollar and the SPV and the what do you call it, and the convertible debt. That's two realms of diversion of dilution.
The Jamaican equivalent of
No
two
man, yeah
million
man. So the two
USD
million dollars, yes,
at
that's going
one
to
dollar
be
per share.
to get dilute with
That's
that,
what
and then the
that's at
convertible debt
one
will go dilute
fifty
too.
at 150 to one. That's what 300 million new I create shares.
And then the convertible debt is a next dilution. They're both different things.
Mm.
Enough dilution, bro.
So my thing is, what is the purpose of all this dilution? To create more shares?
To
Well,
buy the company.
yeah, the
Okay.
dilution is as a result of the creation and issuance of the new shares to just
Mm-hmm.
some parties. Um, Yes.
Mix enough dilution.
And that's the least of.
I just need to know how this dilution could serve me.
Dilution
I
never
guess
serves.
he
It
exactly
Dilution.
almost
so.
never
I see
does.
how it's gonna serve him paying back his debt eventually. I'm just
Oh
trying
no,
to see
I
how I
don't
could
think
benefit from this.
I don't think there's an eventual situation. I think they're going to take the debt and they're going to convert the shares, so no payback happens outside of the share. So that's they're going to dilute it to thing there.
Yeah, the dilution is the paying back of the loans.
Yeah,
Yeah, my thing always is what people do in the market and how I can benefit from this as a person with small amounts of money.
Well, if you were one of the people who had the who are in the dilutive issuance, how do I put it? If you're one of the people named who are gonna get the shares at $1 per share, then you are set to benefit once you get those shares, especially if when you get the shares, the share price is higher than $1 per share. Because then immediately everything, let's say you're like the 5 million units that Javon Clark has. If when he gets those 5 million units, the share price for
Oh,
iCreate is at.
also next question. If they do
Okay.
come with a rights issue, right? Wouldn't it be diluted as well?
not necessarily.
Well,
So that was I was saying that I like. That I was saying I was really saying I don't like it. Uh, we're being diluted. We already qualify for a rights issue, and this dilution is happening despite a rights issue, which usually protects us against dilution. So despite us having a rights issue, we're still being diluted here, and
it depends on the timing. The
yeah,
right issue happens after all of this. Then
Probably
everybody.
that's why the rights were removed. So
but no
No, I
different
don't
thing
think
that.
so.
But
But the right,
still,
I think the right
Randy
issue
don't
will
happen.
happen
It don't happen.
after
It don't
this.
happen. The dilution. I don't think dilution happened before or after we changed that. Us being diluted by this thing.
If you're in there now, you're gonna be diluted by this thing. Yeah, that's a given.
I mean, we already qualified for the rights issue already. So
Yeah.
people who want the rights issue are them done. There's nobody in the future that needs to be there that need to buy iCreate for the rights issue because the rights issue done gone already. Don't
mhm.
qualify for it already. Hey.
Well, I would like to see how the market reacts to this next week.
I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. The way look at it now, figure out what you think the market will do, and then look what happens. See if you're right.
Okay.
And also check into the AGM. EGM, sorry.
EGM.
That's the best place. They can answer questions I can't answer. I'm just here interpreting this thing. They know the actual thing in their head. But so actually ask. And even if you go by this line by line, what this mean, your money, your company, it is what it is. So it go. All right. So though I hate, I hate enough AGM. But I hate watching about them when
What's
them
that?
try to hurry people.
Why?
Come on there. Come ask me question, but spend money and own this company. Why you move except I mustn't ask question.
Yeah, it's funny. The digital AGMs are
It's like big. It means I kind of go around thing more. I don't.
yeah, it makes it easier to it makes it
To
much
just
much easier
discard
to yeah. I
question
don't know.
section done, so it go.
Yeah, I don't know if that was realized from the start that the digital AGMs, yeah, it's. I'm not necessarily a fan of them actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they can control too much. Their questions don't get answered, all sorts of things. But you know what? We move. I don't. I haven't bothered with AGMs in a long time either.
Same.
Yeah, because usually sensible questions aren't asked. Big up the new crop of people who have been asking some sensible questions at these AGMs.
Facts.
Yeah, and I continue to make mine in the market. I wish I could answer more of your questions, Minka, but I don't. I don't. I can't. You have to ask the board. But I'm happy that this thing is happening, if only because it will broaden the knowledge base of the market, the overall market. And yo, VM, right? Hungry as ever.
Yeah, man, I'm a move, man. I'm gonna do work.
Yeah.
If it's one person, if it's one house, I've not two houses this year without a deals. VM and GK.
GK, do you think GK have another IPO for drop before the year done?
Yeah, man.
Me
Them
too.
told me thing that how you think Carl's coming? RPO supposed to come already based on what the streets it does say.
I was thinking about, who knows? We'll see when it's here. For me, it don't make no sense worrying about it because
Straight
nothing
up.
to do. Yeah, when it comes, it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's literally, I wouldn't even put down $1. Say, oh, I'm putting this down for when that's a waste of time. You have more than enough notice when an IPO comes for you to get your money.
It's him again. And people tell me when them think when them here, you know the streets always have an IPO, right?
Yeah.
When them think when them here, and I don't know how much they think. I don't know how much they know. I'm using like to the point where sometimes I say, boy, I mean, I tell you Randy, but not a conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an IPO happening every week for people.
Yeah.
In their minds, at least.
And when it actually happening, freeze.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right. Unless anybody else have anything else they want to talk about, you have I'll give you another minute to send a speaker request. Thank you, Shimin Kia. Hope I didn't screw up your name.
Every time.
Yeah.
Oh, I should ask you about if you want to talk about it. Crypto. How that been for you?
I don't think she's on anymore. I think she dropped off.
Okay. I know she's been profitable with crypto and starting up since in that space.
Oh well, if you can come back on, you can tell us about that. Or there she is. Not.
Honest.
Okay, you hearing us?
I don't even want to laugh at.
Damn, that's all that profit.
She made the money and cut, and then she says everybody else on the bus crash. My God.
I made a good amount of money in January, as then I would know. But so the thing with crypto, cashing out, that shit was so difficult. Excuse my language. I wouldn't even explain the rigmarole on the internet because I feel like, some of it not, 200%. But anyways,
so
I
you
did.
hold on. You never fly to Panama and find the ATM.
I didn't need to fly Panama to have crypto bros who was confident that the market wasn't gonna be in a complete mess. So they just
were willing to buy from
bought
you.
it. Yeah, I was like, bro, no problem. I will take your money. Because I need to be liquid right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I need your money right now. I'm willing. And they were buying US at higher rates. I'm like, even better. I need this, you need this because you think the market is going to do much better. I know the market was going to absolutely plummet. And now, I mean, there are places where you can make like 20, 30, 40%, but making 20, 30, 40% in crypto, I don't want the crypto bros to come from me, but it makes absolutely no sense because if you want to, making those percentages on the JSC is good. Making it in crypto, by the time you have to transfer your money to this and when it reaches the US banks and to cash it out, you end up with probably 1% of your money remaining.
The exact things I used to tell people,
This, this is one of the first people I know that's been pro deep crypto and talk strong profit and talk sense with it. Like, we had this conversation, man.
It don't make sense if you can't go back to cash. And quickly too, because the thing has no underlying value. So I need to be able to get to cash quick.
Yeah, the entire crypto world is abstract, bro.
Ja.
There's a lot of this is hype. Like when things were very hot with gaming crypto, I was like, yes. Because gaming people love abstract shit. So I went into gaming crypto and I was like, yes, make a money. And I just needed to jump back up because a lot of people was starting to forecast, like small YouTubers. You have to watch YouTube for crypto because crypto
a
is a
heavy
lot of
sentiment
hype.
thing. Yeah.
It's a lot of hype. Don't think that you could, yeah, man, I watch when it capitulates and the charts and bro, just relax. That is not going to get you anywhere. Yeah, when I watch when it bounce back and yeah, crypto, Bitcoin back up, I'm like, what are you doing? You are going to lose your money. A lot of people then take me and I was like, okay, well, let me take up my money right now and you wait. April, May, June, shit started to tank. And then after June, it was absolute chaos. And it's still chaos now. I mean, the top projects, they could jump in and say, yes, I'm gonna, what did they say, huddle? I was like, you go ahead and huddle, bro. My money's already out. And it's in the GSC, so you could do what you need to do. I don't know when crypto is gonna bounce back. No time soon. To be making like 10x, 20x, because that's the kind of values people go into crypto for. We want abstract money because nothing is real. So you want that 10x, you want that 20x, you want that 30x in order to be able to show people, yeah, I have this money. You come and give me your US and you could buy whichever other coins. It has to be a direct trade for people. For people to see the value, to give you actual US dollars, you have to convince them, yes, this is making sense. Meanwhile, you know that not making any sense. It's going to crash. Take the money and come out. And that is what I did in January, February. Take the money and come out. And I just watching the crypto bulls huddle. I say, go right ahead.
Go on, Abdul.
Yeah, so
God.
that was my thing.
What? Best of luck to anybody going through it in crypto still. As I said to you months ago, the crypto market was a lot higher when I said it months ago. The JSC is probably the best place for your money. If you've made any money or if you've lost money you're trying to recover, the JSC is where you can recover. You are probably not going to recover anywhere else. It is the best market for a Jamaican to put their money in. Or anybody in the region, honestly. Yeah.
I think I would probably also like to finish by saying, if you do not know how to get your money out of crypto, do not go into crypto.
It's funny. When we said them too, we said, no, so.
Yeah, you don't understand it, bro.
Yeah.
It's the blockchain.
Even if you're converting your money to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is still abstract. You want that USD at the end of the day. So if you cannot figure out a way to get that money, then you're in a lot of problems.
Them always forgetting.
Remember,
you're
taking the actual money. You're taking the actual money. You're going onto a crypto exchange and you're exchanging for abstract things that you're hoping these abstract things are gonna give you value in real life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand. You sound like a Fiat female. You don't understand.
To be honest, all the crypto bros say, yeah, we know more than you, we know how to read the graphs. I'm like, yes, but I'm actually the most realistic person here. And watch me come out with this money, and you're going to stay in here with this said abstract money. And they have no money right now. I still have crypto bros in FTX. I'm like, FTX is centralized. You entered crypto to be decentralized, but yet you have your money on a centralized exchange. the imaginary bank is now absolutely going through it, and you don't have access to your money. Worse yet is crypto people from the Caribbean. So you getting your money from that exchange just cut your losses. And
You're
people
dead.
from the Caribbean have a lot of losses. You'd be surprised to see how much money people in the Caribbean put into crypto.
I would
I
not.
wouldn't be surprised.
It is wild.
Oh no, we've been there. Trust me.
With spoke either people I talked and I say, yo, all right, just take out 30%. I said, yo, I take out 1 million Jamaican worth, which would be like less than 1% of your money. Take out 1 million worth and cash it out just to show me say you can cash it out. No.
Yes, there's a lot of loopholes. I know a lot of people cash out using Binance, but there's a whole rigmarole. A lot of persons try to cash out using CX.io. That was an absolute mess because if you're cashing out small money, it's like 15 to 20% of your money. So that's why I say, like, if you make 20, 30, 40%, that makes no sense. You have
40%.
to 1x, 2x at least in order to see. So when
Profit.
you go on YouTube and you see American, European crypto people speaking about, oh, we make 20%, 30%, watch them small values, they make sense. It does make sense to you, bro, because you cannot cash it out because of how much taxes is going to come out of your money in order to cash it out, or the exchange is going to charge you a large fee in order to cash out your
Yep.
money.
Yep. Yep. Well, that explains why you are not in it and other people still are. I don't know what to tell people.
And I will be out of it until it looks very attractive again. I'll dive very aggressively back in.
That's
But
how it
Straight
until
goes.
up.
then, I'm here on the GSC trying to make the 20, 30% because it makes sense because it's tangible on this market.
T+2, no questions asked.
Straight up.
And they are held accountable for your money, not in
Of
crypto. If you have $1
Oh
million
gosh.
go missing, they just say, wow,
That rough one, boss.
that's wild. Wish we could be of an assistance.
You didn't protect it in a what's your
In a
you left
wallet?
your you
What are you protecting in your wallet, though? What exactly are you protecting?
ah
Dust. Oh gosh.
Really dust, because it's
well,
dust right now.
thoughts and prayers. Big
It
up
rough seals. It's rough.
big up big up Shavik. Yeah, thank you for reminding us about the sense behind making money and
Straight up.
and asking a good question about iCreate. I really hope you do tune into the iCreate EGM, and I hope you do ask the questions that you have. You should ask the questions that you have. Um, I think that they deserve to be answered. I think a lot of people have them, and
I
thank
know.
you. Yeah, and thank you to everybody else who came on this evening and asked a question. If anybody wanted to ask a question, if you have like seconds to press the question button. Otherwise, I'll say thank you very, very much. Thank you to Danai for doing this with me. Apologies to the people who got the line cut off a little earlier, and to Elon Musk and the Illuminati, of course. Sincere apologies. I should not have said what I said. I am completely sorry. And thank you guys. It's been another Brick Talk, and have a good night, everyone.
Come on, people, bless up.